Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons, the show where I lead your favorite speedrunners on a daring adventure through a dastardly tabletop world of my creation. My name is adef, and as always, I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight. Joining us, as always, are Danny B, Dangers, The Blacktastic, DGR Dave, Kung Fu Fruit Cup, and Fant TV. Every other Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/adef, the six of them will be traveling around the lands found in the Liseptian Ocean, attempting to learn its secrets. The only announcement tonight is a reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/speedrunnersdragons. That's the only bookkeeping. And now, gamers, I guess we just got to get on to the recap. So we'll do swanky transition. Boom. And it's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since we rolled the die, since we were these characters and did this stuff. So the recap's a bit deep and lengthy today. So strap in, get your pens and your pencils out, and let's relearn what happened 3 weeks ago. And if you missed the show 3 weeks ago, this is the perfect opportunity to get up to speed. So, last time on Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons, in the settlement of Freetown, deep within the Giant's Wood, a party of 3, led by Veril, a wood elf monk, arrived to find the other 3 individuals which Veril had visions about. Accompanying him initially were Alencia, a tabaxi ranger, and Jader, a human fighter. The 3 came across Daneth, a dwarf ranger, after he was tossed out of a bar. The 4 then met Hadak, a half-orc cleric, and Elion, a half-elf bard, at a concert in which Elion was performing. After some much-needed food and drink, and after Daneth was particularly dazzled by Elion's music, the 6 rushed back to town after word of monsters had traveled their way. Making quick work of the goblin forces in Freetown, the 6 then ran north to find many farming homes had been set ablaze, Daneth's family home among them. What met our heroes in Daneth's home was a humanoid figure encased in an armor of flame. Daneth and the party watched as the figure killed his parents mercilessly, and then they engaged the enemy in battle. This fiery being revealed itself to be a tall humanoid woman with a long red dress. She seemed unbeatable, relatively unfazed by any of the party's attacks. Eventually, she produced a dagger of flame and cut her right hand. Closing her fist, our heroes were overwhelmed by a completely foreign and yet oddly remembered energy pervading their bodies. Veril specifically was met with another vision, this time showing him the sun high in the sky over the gods' wall, and a darkness spreading south from Terrell, the land of the gods. When Veril awoke, and as our party struggled to get their bearings, the woman seemed astonished that they had felt something, and she fled. The party passed out and came to in a fishing storeroom within Freetown, with a mysterious man smoking a cigarette in the corner. He revealed himself to be named Orello, and said he had brought them to safety and ensured the safety of Daneth's siblings. He revealed to them that the fiery figure was the goddess Chimath, the goddess of fire and flame. Orello appeared to have some kind of information regarding the energy the party felt, specifically wanting to note whether or not she had bled prior to the pressure pervading the party's bodies. Orello also seemed to mention that the summer solstice was important in regards to the sun's position in Veril's vision. Say that 3 times fast. After stepping out for a moment and giving the party some time to discuss among themselves, Orello returned to say that the gods had hired assassins to kill the party and that they must leave Freetown immediately. He said that he had some horses prepared for them at the edge of town and that the party should warn the nations of Liseptia about the coming disaster foretold in Veril's new dream, whatever that disaster may be. He then mentioned something about the party feeling Chimath's Brink, and then he quickly fled after giving them direction to meet him in Krellerin, the capital city of Castash, the kingdom they're in 3 days' time. The party snuck out of town, narrowly avoiding 2 of the gods' hired assassins, and rode to Krellerin, the capital of Castash. Just before reaching the city, they encountered a man in a red cloak, who appeared to be some kind of pyromancer. He began to produce what he called his Brink, again, and then when the party again reacted to this strange energy, he became excited and fled, saying that they weren't worth fighting quite yet. The party then met Aurello on the docks of Krellerin as planned, and he showed them to his ship, the Golden Razor. Aurello explained that the man they fought was named Stem, a notorious sorcerer for hire. The party prodded Aurello to tell them what this Brink thing was all about, and he reluctantly agreed to explain what it was once they were on board. The party then chose to sail to the kingdom of Salstroke first, needing to visit all of them eventually, and Aurello sat them down to begin to explain the mystery of the Brink. Welcome to Campaign 2, Episode 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Hello, gang. Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hello.
How's everybody doing? Post-recap.
Chillin'.
That was a very, very good recap.
That was a great
recap.
recap.
that
Great
was really
recap.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. Does anybody have any questions about anything that happened 2 weeks ago? You know, other than, like, stuff that's intentionally being left out.
Yes, question.
Yes,
Mr.
answer.
DM.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Bobby, to cut you.
No. Was
my
gonna
hand up
ask
first.
about but yeah.
Hit
go
it,
ahead.
Devin. Hit it.
Are all of the things in this campaign completely unbeatable?
Yes. I have decided that it'd be interesting if we never got past the first part of the hero's journey. Like, I thought it would be cool if we're just always in the belly of the beast
Nice.
for the whole thing.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
There you go.
Okay.
Sick.
Bobby, you had a question?
Nope.
Okay.
I was gonna ask. I just wanted to know about things in the story that you're probably gonna explain.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just super excited.
I'm excited too. I'm proud of this one. I think it is. I'm trying a lot of things that are very homebrew tonight. So we will see how it goes. But either way, even if it's bad, I'm excited to give it a shot. So if everybody's ready, we can begin.
Let's embark.
Yes, I'll remind everyone our characters Elion, Veril, Alencia, or L for short, Jader, Danith, and Hadak. At any time tonight, you can type !follow and go to any of their channels. I recommend following them all. Let's do it. So, when we left off, as you just heard, you were sort of sitting down on the Golden Razor, this beautiful ship, aside from, you know, this beautiful man named Aurello, and he was beginning to describe the Brink to you all. And when you left off, he said, "Let me tell you about the Brink." And he sort of begins to embark into a story. And at any point in the story, if any of you have questions or anything like that, he's happy to answer what he can. So we go right into more lore. Legend says that the Brink was the force that created this world. The gods were the first beings, and having been created directly by the Brink itself, they were massively powerful and energetically dense. They used this power to dictate the early centuries of our world, but as the various races of the world became, more well-established, more and more normal people were being born Brink-sensitive. That's our term for it. When you can sort of feel the Brink and potentially utilize it, you're Brink-sensitive. Just to give you, the lingo. Anyway, the gods attempted to kill those who were born Brink-sensitive, but as the numbers grew, and as the gods feared their position was threatened, they fled to Terrell in the north, dabbling in our affairs only when they were bored. There's honestly more unknown about the Brink than known when it comes to, legitimate details. The gods suppress knowledge of the Brink because they don't want their power threatened, and then they hire Brink-sensitive assassins to ensure that this task is carried out more discreetly among mortals. And conversely, there are those who know of the Brink and aren't Brink-sensitive, but who want the Brink destroyed, because to them it's a power of the gods, and as you know, people in these parts don't really love the gods. So basically, both sides of this issue don't want the Brink talked about very much, hence why it's, essentially the best well-kept secret in Liseptia and in the world. Both the mortals who hate the Brink and the gods who want the Brink centralized keep it a secret. Also, seldom is really even known about the finer details of the Brink, like I said, and really nobody knows about it except those who harness it on the whole. Basically, there really isn't much known about what makes a person Brink sensitive or really what the Brink is. Most often, Brink sensitivity is passed down from parent to child, but there are plenty of people in whom it appears seemingly at random. Being Brink sensitive really just allows you to sense when a large amount of Brink energy is collected anywhere, whether it be in an area or a person. Now, the ability to cultivate Brink energy into an ability specific to each person is known as that person's Brink. A person who is Brink sensitive for their whole lives, but whether or not they develop their own Brink ability, usually just referred to as their Brink, is more random. There are those for whom it happens organically, and there are those for whom they need to be attacked by a high-density attack of Brink energy to unlock it, and there are people who will be Brink sensitive their whole lives and never develop an ability at all. Most people believe that the strength of someone's Brink and, the ability to even develop one in the first place is dependent on the strength of spirit of the individual. Supposedly, this energy can be cultivated and understood at various natural areas where there is high Brink density in the world. Many believe that the Mound is the area with the greatest Brink density in all of Liseptia. Everyone's Brink is vastly different. Some people can use their Brink over and over again, some people only once every so often. It really depends on the ability and the person. A person's Brink is a direct reflection of their soul. When your Brink comes to you, you instantly know its name and everything about it. It's an extension of the self. Activating your Brink requires you to make yourself bleed, as you've seen, and then concentrating to release Brink energy through that wound you just opened. You have to open a wound in order to release the energy out of your body. So some people might be injured already, some people might choose to cut their hands or whatever, puncture themselves. Then, exclaiming the name of your Brink focuses that energy into a manifestation of your soul, or in other words, the ability. Take Stem, for example, the pyromancer you face. He probably cut his hand and you began to feel a wave of Brink energy flowing through your body. That was all the Brink coming out of him at you, untapped, uncontrolled. He, had he said the name of his Brink, it would have then coalesced into his ability. His Brink is no secret to those who are Brink sensitive. He practically flaunts it, though most people like to keep theirs a secret. His Brink is called Firestorm. It allows him to create a rain of fire which he controls somewhat freely. When She-Moth released her Brink energy at you, it knocked you out, without her even using her ability. That just goes to show you the power of the gods. If you were trained in the Brink, however, you'd probably be able to withstand it. On this journey of ours, I'd wager you'll be facing many powerful Brink users. When we get to Solstroke, I'd recommend venturing to the Mound and seeing if that helps awaken abilities in any of you. If even one of you is able to manifest a Brink, that'll aid you immensely.
Can you do that?
Excuse me?
Can you do a Brink?
I'm Brink sensitive, but I don't have an ability.
Have you been to the Mound?
No, I just like as a general rule of thumb, given my particular line of work, I don't love to go to Solstroke. Even when we get there, I'm kind of gonna let you guys off, and then I'm gonna, get off the dock for a while, and maybe we meet like a rendezvous point somewhere, because I don't really want to be seen in Velerhant.
Is there a
Is
reason
this
for that?
something that could be suppressed, or, you could be Brink sensitive? Can it be taken away by
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure that anybody who becomes Brink sensitive or is born Brink sensitive is Brink sensitive for their whole lives.
Okay.
How'd you learn all that?
Well, I was born Brink sensitive, and I desired to know what was going on. I wanted to know why I was feeling this energy sometimes. It was being released, every so often, battles around me. And I was confused. I wanted answers, and so I learned basically all there is in public knowledge. Well, public as in the people who know what they're talking about. That's all I really know. Like I said, there's so much unknown about the Brink. I told you everything that I know.
Why don't you want to be seen in Velerhant?
you know, like I said, my particular line of work is seen as a little less than savory by the eyes of the law. And Velerhant is one of the more still well-kept law-abiding states. And I've made a bit of a name for myself among the local law enforcement, so I just like to kind of skirt by that if I can. I can tip off somebody at the docks to let me pass freely, but as far as going into the city, no thanks.
Such a shame.
Why are you helping us?
I have my own beef with the gods, and I feel that your particular mission seems just, and I'd like to do a little right in the world and a little right by those who have wronged me, or rather, I want them destroyed.
Do you have any? Well, when we dock, do you have any contacts in the city here that we can maybe go seek out, you know, to help point our way, or
God,
are we completely on our own here?
It's been about 5 years since I set foot on Solstroke. I'm not sure if any of my contacts are good anymore.
Can you tell us more about this mound that you're referring to?
Sure. Also, for what it's worth, Aurello is Aurello. Just for posterity's sake. He says the mound is sort of it's almost like a religious site that is in Solstroke. I can actually pull up the map for everybody really quickly. It's north of the river that runs west through Solstroke, just before Three Rivers Pass. It's west of Solepsis. It's this massive mount. I mean, it is what it is. It's sort of dirt and this brown grass, and it plateaus, and it's quite large. It's visible from miles away.
My family lives near there.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. He sort of looks at the rest of you, and he points at Farrell, and he's like, all right. Well, then perhaps your friend can tell you that, most people know of the mound and feel it has some sort of religious significance or some sort of spiritual significance, but those who are not Brink sensitive don't usually know exactly what's going on, and what's sort of going on is it is a high-density Brink area. For whatever reason, we literally don't know, or at least I don't know. There is Brink just pouring out of the ground there. For some reason,
and you think by going there, it will help us discover maybe an innate ability within us, or lead us down the right path that we need to go?
I think at the very least it can lead you the right way. Because like I said, you don't stand a chance against what's before you without at least mastering the Brink a little bit.
I think we have our mission.
I that's where I'd like to visit once we land.
If we're gonna keep getting attacked by all these things, do you think that something's waiting for us already in the city?
The God's Assassins work fast, as you saw. I would imagine... Look, the Golden Razor's the fastest ship on the seas. We're going to get there before them. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody follows to all of the nations to try to split up in order to catch you wherever you might go. So I don't think everybody's going to be there, but I think there's a pretty good chance you run into someone. And how many they hired, I really don't know. We know for sure at least 3. Stem and the 2 that were in Freetown that attacked you.
If we don't even have
however
abilities...
many they want, they're not going to stop us.
What was that, Alencia?
If we don't even have abilities, how are we even supposed to fight back? Or do we just run?
Right, yeah, you got to get to the mound like ASAP.
Okay.
And as he says this, you see, Solstroke is already coming onto the horizon. The ship is really fast, largely due to its size. It's small and swift, and the sails are large. And he basically stands up and he's like, "All right, I'll take care of manning the ship. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. We'll be there in about 10 minutes." And he runs over to Jib and unfurls it. Port side.
We'll give you a
Sure, let's
pass.
go with
Give you a
it.
pass.
Know nothing about boats. So yes, you now have all of this info. We can move right on to Velerhant if you feel you're ready. But you do know that you'll be docking in the main docks of Velerhant and Elion. Obviously, you've been there before.
This is where I'm from.
Veril, you have, been around the area, obviously, because you're not from far either. But as for the rest of you, I don't think any of you otherwise would have been here. There's not really any reason for the two of you, Haddock and Daneth, to leave Castash, and Jader and Elle are both pretty homegrown in Releron. So, yes. That is
Like
the way
most-
to remember port, is port has the same number of letters as left. I learned that recently. That's all I got.
Good job.
Thank you.
Did I tell you that?
It
No.
also ends with the same letter.
Oh.
that.
And maybe port wine would make you want to turn left. I don't know. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So you're coming up to Velerhant, and the docks are massive. And as you get closer, I mean, it's just this massive city. Velerhant is the largest city in Liseptia, in, for all intents and purposes, the world. It's the capital city of Solstroke, and if you've seen Game of Thrones, Velerhant is supposed to sort of be reminiscent of King's Landing. It's a southern town. All of Solstroke is quite... It's not... Tropical is not the right word, but like just north of tropical. And the weather's quite nice. Not too humid, not too cold, not too hot. But the sun definitely beats down on your backs, and these sort of sandstone-looking buildings and a red wall encircling them. It's sort of like a city you would find in Spain or on the Mediterranean. That's sort of what Velerhant is supposed to look like. So yes, you approach the docks, and they're huge. I mean, there's so much hustle and bustle going on. It's really a far cry from what you saw in Krellerin. Aurello basically docks the ship by himself. He hops over with ropes, and he ties them to the cleats, and then he sort of pulls the ship in. It stops, and he lets down the walkway for the six of you to go down. And a man comes up to him, and Aurello sort of discreetly hands him a bag of coin, and then he walks away. Oh, I can't hear you,
It's good
Fu.
to be home. It's good to be home.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna say for the last bit of the trip, I was up on the just somewhere outside on the boat, just getting in some sun.
Absolutely, you could have
Taking
climbed
a
up
nap.
the ladder to the crow's nest.
Wherever the highest point I could get.
That'd be
like,
it.
has a nice ray of sun.
Yes. Oh, it was beating down. You were getting so relaxed.
So happy. I was very happy.
Yes. Also, for all intents and purposes,
Selfish.
I think everybody can have all their slots and their HP back. We'll call it a long rest.
Oh.
Everybody's all good. But yes, Aurello comes up to the lot of you, and he says, "Okay, I don't really know what's waiting for you here. I don't really have a lot of information for you. I'm sorry, but best of luck." And he hands you an object that the Campaign 1 boys will be familiar with. He hands you a sending stone. And he says, "Please do not lose this. It was incredibly difficult to acquire and even harder to keep." And he says, "This will allow us to speak whenever, if I'm touching mine and you are touching yours, then we can speak over any distance. But you have to physically be touching it, and I have to be physically touching mine. So I guess I'll just hold it for the next week." He's like, this is seeming stupid now. But yes, feel free to communicate with me when you feel that you're almost done. And I can pick you up, either here or at a place which the name escapes me. Is it called City of Waves? Tides? What is it called?
Tides.
City of Tides.
City of Tides, Dungeon Master.
I can meet you there, whatever works. Just let me know. And if you need to do a drive-by on the northeast side and swim out to me, that also works, but we gotta figure that out. But I gotta go. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to continuing working with you all. I'm not abandoning you. And then he gets up on the ship and he pulls the thing up and he begins to, he's untied the things and he begins to drift back out to sea and he holds the sending stone up and we'll say that he gave it to you, Haddock, because you feel the most trustworthy. And he says, okay, feel free to ask any questions at any time. And then he, you see him sail off into the distance. And 30 minutes in, we can finally do something.
All right.
Well, I'm going to intently stare at Elion.
You said this was your home. What can you tell
Yes.
us about this?
The most hustle bustle city there ever was. Isn't it beautiful? Get in the smell, everybody. Just take a big, deep breath.
It smells like the
Shall
sea,
we?
but you can feel like coming in is the smell of just like, it's bad.
And I just
Shall
got
we
this
appoint you as a
huge
tour
smile
guide,
on
then?
my face.
Big smile. What did you say,
Yeah.
Haddock?
Shall we appoint Elion as a tour guide then?
It would be my pleasure.
Excellent. Elion, you obviously know the streets quite well, but I literally have not told you anything. Me, adef to you, dangers. So that's a little tough.
I know this place like the back of my hand. Oh shit, that's new.
Yeah, exactly. A classic. But obviously, really anything you want to do can be found in the city. And, Elion, I will say the one place you obviously know quite well is your teacher's shop. That's one place that you're, very familiar with that you can go to if you'd like. There are also, blacksmiths, shops, food stalls that you really like. Really, Dangers, I can kind of take your lead here. If there's any, within reason place that you think would exist, it probably does. And it can be visited.
It being the largest city after all, it's probably just about anything. So, yeah, I mean, in the direction of places that I know is probably a good place to start. Just to feel comfortable in the city. We can kind of take in the sights as we go along.
Don't we want to get to the mound as fast as possible?
Is that your character asking?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're here. We're here in Velerhant. This is my home. Come on. Let's take a moment. We'll get to the mound eventually.
Okay, you
take a
find
moment.
me-
Aurello just said, Elion.
Listen.
I don't know. I'm with Elle and Daneth on this one. I want to get to the mound.
All right. Okay. You guys are obviously in a hurry. Let's just take the shortest path through the city, and we'll get on our way
Sure.
then.
Elion, you know the city well enough to know sort of the shortcuts and ins and outs. And as you're sort of weaving through the hustle and bustle of the morning, because it's, probably 10, 11 a.m., the streets are a bustle, it's a weekday, people are trading, people are shouting, it's sort of a welcome sound to you, Elion, of just a big city. You're back. You know what I mean? It's sort of, once you lived in a city for a while, it's that whole pretentious thing of like, man, I just love how fast it is. You wouldn't get that in the country. You wouldn't understand.
It's just so rich and full of culture.
Oh my god, everything's so close. Like, I'm a block away from everything.
I'm gonna say it's kind of a lot for my character because I'm so used to just living in the jungle. This is the farthest I've ever traveled back and forth.
Absolutely. I think it's a little overwhelming for you. And Varel...
Probably hugging buildings and like cat crawling around stuff.
The
Sure.
fur on your back is like sticky and like arched
Yeah,
a little
I like
bit.
jump on haddock once when like a cart goes by because it freaks me out.
I think I love that image, by the way. I also think that Varel, you probably are a little out of your element, but you seem to always be out of your element. So, and Jader too is, Jader's a young gun. He's from the countryside, so I think Jader also is a little just like.
Meanwhile, I feel like I'm kind of like, as we're navigating the streets, I'm almost like skipping through groups of people. And
Right,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's that thing where you're in a crowd with somebody who's already been there for 10 minutes, and you just got there, and they're like, oh, come on, I'll show you to the group, and then they're gone. You're like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you're able to sort of keep up with Elion, and everybody roll perception. First roll of the night.
You say perception?
Perception, please.
me get on my dice.
Okay.
Oh, real dice. Foo's rolling
My
real
real dice.
dice.
Give me
Shut
a
up,
reminder.
Dad.
Give me a reminder how this works.
Roll the d20 and then add your perception modifier, which will be found in the just to the right of the big bubble stats. It should be like a +1 or a +2 or something along those
I
lines.
have my number.
In your skills,
I'm
yeah.
just trying to see if I have
they're
anything
There it
extra.
is.
It's a
Oh,
lot
that's
of
decent.
stuff.
Okay.
So let's
Okay.
get Elion.
4.
Hadak.
16.
Daneth.
8.
Jader.
16.
Nice. Alencia.
21.
Ooh. And Veril.
22.
Oh,
The one up on
Wow,
Brink.
way to one up me.
Very perceptive.
Actually.
Oh,
Very
it's-
Mario Kartish.
there's a butterfly. Actually, it's a little bit more specific. Amazing. Well, almost all of you, except for the people who rolled below 10, see what's happening, but I guess Veril and Alencia just are in a... Like, they're seeing the rift between time and space. But a cart. You can kind of hear crowds like, ah, ah, beginning to sort of part far up the main street that you're about to be on. You're in an alleyway at the moment. You're about to turn into one of the many main streets. As you're about to do so, this cart just starts blazing down with 2 horses, and there's a driver, really just giving it all it's got. And as it passes, Veril and Alencia specifically, you see a flag, sort of like an insignia being flown off the back that's sort of whipping in the wind. And it appears to be, it's this black, tattered flag. And in the middle is this insignia of what looks like a flame. And there is an arrow going diagonally through the flame, piercing it in 2. So the flame is being split. And perhaps some more fitting music would be better. That ain't it. That's the same song. I'm really trying. There we go. And Veril and Alencia also, you two only specifically are able to see into the carriage for like just a moment. And there appear to be sort of like 3 men and then a very young girl sitting in with them. And the carriage is gone. And there are guards on horseback that are local that are making chase. But they are losing ground. And that sort of just whizzes by you and it's gone.
All the things you see in the city. Hey, folks.
Is this everyday occurrence here, Elion?
Every other weekend or so, yeah.
Okay.
What was that flag?
Flag?
I'm asking Elion.
Elion, you
Yeah.
can make a history check.
Sure.
He would be the only one who maybe would have seen it.
You need to explain it.
18.
Elion, you seem to remember that when you were last here, before you went on your tour, you heard whispers of like a rebel militant group sort of beginning to make waves, and you seem to remember their name maybe being the ABCs.
And do I remember what they were rebelling for?
All you can remember was that it was like against the government of Solstroke. You feel like it was more nuanced than that, but you don't remember.
Right. So I relay that to the party, I guess, and just
Sure.
saying there was a reason to rebel, and I think that might have something to do with it.
And
Wonder
at
if
that,
the girl was okay.
a very fair claim. At that,
So
also, go ahead. What was that?
That's something I'm saying out loud to the group. I wonder if the girl was okay.
And
Not
I
knowing
immediately
anything
say, I was like,
else about it.
what girl?
There was 3 men and a girl in the carriage. Did you not see it?
I didn't even know there was a carriage that went by.
Surprised you all are paying attention to the details of these things. Like I said, every other weekend. I don't know what's going on here.
Elion was busy smelling a loaf of bread.
We.
But the sending stone goes off in this moment, just sort of happenstantially. And Aurelio's like, hey, guys, you listening? And Hadak, yeah. Hello?
Hello? Hi.
You can push it away from your face a little bit. I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hey, it's Guy.
And you hear Aurelio say, sorry, guys, I forgot something. Remember that we also need to be telling the leaders of all the nations of the impending doom that's coming. I sort of forgot about that. Varel's vision, the dark clouds, symbolizing some kind of death coming from the north. We kind of need to be notifying the leaders about that. So maybe also do that while you're there.
What would you recommend first, mound or leaders?
Well, you're already in Velerhant. You might as well go try to talk to Katya the First. If you can get counsel with her.
I'm just gonna look to the party.
I kind of just laugh. I'm like, okay, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, in your memory, Elion, this is a very, like, nobody you know has ever been able to speak with her.
It's like, I asked, like, how are they going to just let in a bunch of nobodies to, talk doomsday talk about this? They're just going to throw us out and think we're crazy.
Well, that is your problem to figure out. I am just getting you from point A to point B. I got nothing for you. Just ask?
Just ask.
Elion,
Just.
do you know
ask.
who we might ask?
I didn't live a noble life in the city, so I have not even a clue.
Aurelio's like, start with the guards, affront the palace, maybe?
Let's go.
Are there any?
All
Alright,
Tuesday.
I mean,
Okay, bye.
I'm not... my confidence isn't too high that we're going to, receive
Maybe there's
counsel, but
Maybe there's
that's
something
still
we
what-
can do to prove our worth to Katya the First somehow.
I
And
can
perhaps-
say my dream again.
Maybe
now,
we should
I'm gonna be
promote-
honest. I mean, when you trolled me this dream the first time, I thought you were, a little crazy as well. So, and that's just me, let alone someone who's probably much, much more careful about who they let close to them. So.
Exactly. I don't want to break your heart, but nobles don't really take kindly to just random dreams from people who have lived in the forest. So
Maybe if we had our Brink powers, we'd be able to show that we are worthy of counsel.
that's
What
kind
if
of what I was
we-
thinking also.
What if we split the group and some of us work toward the Brink and some of us work toward the castle, so that if we don't get in right away, we have a backup.
I'm personally scared with some of the things that we've fought along the way.
Well,
Splitting
we
up
send
the
the
group.
fast ones to the Brink. I mean, I would never send anybody alone.
Mound's kind of far from here. It's like really
Hmm.
far.
It's like a full day's walk.
How are we supposed to get there and back in time with our so-called powers then? If
Maybe we
it's
could.
gonna take all that extra
Well,
time?
was there a time
some
limit
horses.
on,
You
we
have
can come back and
the time limit was communicated last episode, I think. The
Like,
summer
2 weeks?
solstice
Summer solstice.
is. I wrote a full timeline this time. I've got a full history of the world, start to finish, with dates. So
I
I'm
wrote it down.
prepared for this because last time I said a different year for the same event like 5 times. You have 30 more days until the
Oh,
30 days remain.
Dang, we got to get moving.
Can I play the Song of Time to take us back?
Yes. Aurelio's gonna play
Slow
the
down
song
time.
of double time.
no, not that one.
Time.
But yes, you have 30 days, because 31 from when you set off, but it's been a full day.
Well, I
Well,
think
maybe splitting up isn't such a bad idea then. If we only have 30
I mean,
days.
thinking about one day there, one day back. That's more than doable, guys.
Maybe we should go talk to the guards just and get a feeler on the situation, and maybe she's feeling Katya as a woman.
Yes.
Maybe she's feeling I don't know. Open to visitors today.
We can always try.
It's worth a try, I say.
Real quick.
Sure. So, Elion, obviously you can lead them to the palace, no problem. And as you get closer, you see guards kind of hammering up pieces of paper on posts and various places, and you kind of get a glimpse, and maybe one of you, grabs one of them or something, and it's a reward. And it has a drawing of a little girl that Veryl and Alencia, you both recognize. And it says, kidnapped, reward, any gift you desire from Katia the First. So clearly this girl is of some import to Katia. And when you make it to the palace gates, the guards, their spears sort of cross in front of the door, and they're like, who goes there?
Greetings, fellows.
Hello.
So nice to see you. How are you doing today?
Yes, what's your business, please? State your name.
We come with some grim news that we'd like to share with the leader of Velerhant.
I'm sorry, my lady Katia the First is not taking visitors today.
No visitors, hey? Even in the wake of news of the impending doom of the world, how unfortunate. So sad that she doesn't want to know anything about that.
We have people come up to this specific entrance pretty much every day, saying, oh, it's the end of the world, oh, tomorrow fire, brimstone, all the whole 9 yards. Really, I don't think I'm going to believe you right on the word of a stranger.
Right, fair.
Dan
Now,
jumps
what
in and
do...
says, like, I told you, we're just wasting our time.
Who's the person holding the picture of the...
We'll say that you grabbed it, Elle.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab, either way I would have taken it. And I'd like to point to the girl and say, who is this?
Are you interested in fulfilling the Queen's bounty? And he looks to the other guard, and he's like, I suppose if they do that, their prize could be speaking to the Queen, though you'd much rather get a summer home or something.
I saw her in a carriage go by. Who is she?
You saw the carriage.
Yes.
And he sort of perks up a little bit. And he says, that is, who she is really not so important. I'm not supposed to say, right? And the other guard's like, and he's like, all right, she's important, and the Queen would much like her return, as she was kidnapped, and we'd like her brought back to the palace post-haste.
Okay, the paper's stuck in my claws, but I'm just gonna start walking with it. Do you know who would have taken her? The flag with the flame and the
yes,
arrow going through it?
we believe it was the rebel group, the ABCs. Actually, nobody really knows what ABC even stands for. That's just what they keep calling themselves. Whenever anybody asks, evidently. Yes, those are they. And I think we got word that the carriage headed south, out of the city gates. But that's really all the information we have, as we're not sending guards further south than the city limits at this time.
If she's still important, then why don't you send the guards?
We're not sending guards south of the city at this time.
Yeah, but why not?
Just not at this time. Are you deaf?
So later then?
No, at this time means like until something changes. Is this man with you? And he looks at the rest of you.
Yes.
I
Okay.
just kind of avert my
That's a good
eyes.
point.
What's south of the city?
That'd be the forest. The Soulstroke Forest.
That's where I'm from.
Ah, well then perhaps you'll know that some unsavory creatures have made it their home of late. And, Veryl, you do not know this. This is the first you're hearing. And you've been gone for maybe, a month?
What kind of creatures? That doesn't sound good.
Well, we haven't been sending guards south of the city at this time, so I don't really know.
Well, how do you know that there's creatures?
Well, the guards who went south of the city at this time didn't come back, so...
This little girl must not be very important if you're not willing to give chase into the forest, then.
Look, get her or not, it's really your decision. I'm just going to stay right here.
And surely nothing we can do to, maybe get a message through just to say that we're here?
You can try to... Yes, also, I would like to agree with my brother in the chat. I loved the object work going on. It was excellent. That was great, Fu. You can roll perception if you'd like, Elion.
Perception or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
That's the one.
Oh, that's unfortunate. 9?
I will not be taking bribes at this time.
Can I attempt to cast something on him?
Sure.
I will cast Suggestion, which is a 2nd level spell. And I suggest a course of activity, limited to a sentence or 2, that they then must try and accomplish for the next 8 hours as long as my concentration stays. The target must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, what's the DC? It's probably against your spellcasting modifier, I would guess, which
so
is
15.
15.
Like 15 total for the DC.
Well, he crit failed, so.
Nice.
What is your command?
At the very least, my kind sir, can you at least tell our great lady that there is trouble approaching?
He says, I will at this time relay a message to my lady, Katya the First, that there is trouble brewing at this time. And the other guard is like... and he's yet to speak. He's just like, what the fuck, man? He's like, it's the least I can do to... He's trying to explain away this decision he just made, and he's like, at least we'll get them out of here. It's all in good due course.
And then I think we need to head south then, group. What do we say?
Yeah, south is towards the mound as well as where this girl was taken.
And the creatures.
And your home. Yes.
Creatures.
I tip my hat to the guards and wink, and then head south.
He blinks back at you. Like, he
Next
just
time.
tries to wink, but...
Before we go, should we look for possible transportation to make it quicker?
Look at this guy.
The car was moving pretty dang fast.
Yeah, that's what
They'll
I'm
catch
thinking.
it if they don't stop.
It's a good point. Couldn't bring our horses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Elion, you sort of remember that your teacher might have a hookup for horses.
All right. Well, then, in that case, I take that information, relay it to the party, and say maybe we should take a stop by. Why not?
So, you, Dangers, do you remember the name of the teacher, or do I need to tell you?
I did write it down. Yes,
Okay,
I do
great.
remember.
So, you sort of weave through the streets quite quickly with a little bit of, pep in your step this time. And you make it to a shop that Elion is very familiar with, but the lot of you obviously have never seen. And it's sort of in a back alley, but it is this really just like colorful, fun-looking open door shop, and there are instruments all along the walls. And there's also little knickknacks and little like moving, like little machines. Like automatons sort of just like ticking back and forth, that sort of thing where the bird fills up and then goes like this and goes back up. Lots of fun little stuff, and just all manner of instruments, woodwind, string, etc., lining the walls. And there is a woman who looks like...
Great, right?
She's a human. She's a human. And she's maybe in her early 50s, and she's got her hair tied up in a bun. She's got gray hair, and she's tinkering with a lute at her desk in sort of the middle of the shop. She's restringing a lute.
I'm gonna get a little distracted and start playing with the bird going in the water.
Sure.
Love that.
It does.
I've never seen it before.
It just keeps moving. How does it go back? It just keeps going back.
What is this wizardry?
I truly.
Knocked off. I put it back on.
I just saunter right into the shop like I belong in the place, like I live there.
Sure.
Talea, mon ami.
Ah, mon ami! And she comes up to you and
I do the European.
yeah,
laugh.
the mwah, mwah. And she's just so happy to see you. She embraces you, and she's like, Elion!
Oui.
And
It's
she
good to be
says,
home.
are your friends?
Oui. Some traveling companions that I met along on my tour. Introduce yourselves, friends.
And she introduces herself first. She says, je m'appelle Tiltea. I am Tiltea. I am just a humble shopkeep. And I sort of just, try to make my way in the world, teach those that come to me. But what are your names?
Beryl.
Hello, Varel?
Hi, I'm Jader.
Jader? And she sort of points and she's like, yeah, you playing with the toy. What is your name?
Alencia.
It's okay. I see. It's okay.
Her paw got wet.
And she looks at, and it's a burly fellow.
Hadak.
Hadak, was very nice. And you, my short friend.
I just looked around. I was like, what did she say? He's having a hard time understanding. He's just like really confused. Like,
My friend, what is your name? And she's clearly looking at you.
Okay, you said the short fellow. Is like I don't take kindly to just you calling me short like that. But
His ego.
name's Daneth.
His ego.
Désolé. It was not meant to be an offense. I'm very... I speak my mind, I don't know.
Tiltea and I, we've lived together for a very long time in the city.
Yes.
She's trained me in all of the arts of the music that I know.
Also, this song is perfect. This just happened. But she says, welcome, my friends. What can I do for you today? Elion, how did the tour go? Was it successful? Did people show up?
It was a success until it was abruptly cut short, and I obviously explained to her the adventure that we've been on in the last couple of days.
And she pours each of you like a cup of tea while this is happening and hands them on saucers to all of you.
Can I have plain milk, please?
Oui, le lait, c'est okay. And she pours a glass of whole milk and hands it to you. Well, I guess
You
there's
did
not
get
really
one
any
new
difference
fan.
between milk.
Daneth, care to talk about your love of Elion's music?
I'll talk about that.
He was my biggest fan in the last show that I did, don't you know?
Oh, that's great. You are a fan of guitar?
I have no recollection. No. I have no
okay.
recollection of any of this. He's making it all up.
Okay, well, I can see that there's a bit of commotion outside the city, so what can I do for you? I know you would not stop by with a group this large in case you needed something.
And indeed we do. And so I basically just ask, living in the city, do you have any connections? We need to go south. We need to rescue a damsel in distress.
A friend of mine is carting salt shipments, I think that's how you say. Salt shipments to City of Tides. I could ask if she can take you south to the forest and then go east.
That would be lovely.
That would be great, yeah.
Absolutely. Also, you were talking about the ABCs, no?
Yes. Which I think is a rebel group starting up here.
Oui. She says, she has a little bit of information that she can give you. She says, they have been sort of rising in power of late. Very scary, you know. They use very angry men. They sort of find people who have been wronged by the gods or who dislike the gods, and they basically get those people to join their group. You know, anyone who has anti-government sentiments, it seems, sort of gets recruited. They came by my shop because I'm very open-minded and I speak my mind about the government and culture the first, but I'm not interested in joining any kind of rebellion at this time. So I said no, but they were very threatening. and I think that they are sort of setting up shop in Selepsis.
That's helpful information. Thank you.
Oui. Anything for Elion et ses amis. She says, I will go talk to my accomplice. I think that's a fun way to say it. And then I will be back 5 minutes or so, and get you on your way.
Thank you very much.
And she steps out. The at this time that she just said was a complete accident. So she sort of steps out for a moment and is gone for all of 2 or 3 minutes. And she comes rushing back in, and she's got this very fun energy. She's very vivacious. She's very happy. And she sits in front of you guys. She's like, okay, my friend, his name is Thalio. I thought his wife was going to be taking this shipment, but I guess not. Thalio will be leaving south in 5 minutes. So gather your things, and they'll meet you at the edge of town. This is the best I can do.
That
We
is
don't have time
super
to wait.
helpful. Thank you.
De rien. Pas de problème. It's all okay.
Oui.
Well,
I'm
so
looking
I
for a
leave,
shop.
when I get up, I leave like my glass of tea is like completely unused because I didn't like it, and not because I didn't actually like it or dislike it, because like I was insulted, so I'm trying to like make them feel bad. That it's like it's not like I like it.
Drank most of the milk, but a lot of times, like the cat you saw, for example, will get what's called a phlegm response, just when they're trying to smell better because it's so kind of intense that they just sit there like. No, I just have like milk on my face.
And she looks at you. She's like, my dear, are you okay?
Yes. Excuse me.
She's like, it's okay. All manner of folk come into my shop, go out. I see all sorts of things. And she sets you on your way, and we'll say for the interest of time, you make it to the south of town, no problem. And there's this guy, Thalio, who walks up to you, and he's like, it's very nice to meet all of you. My name's Thalio. I'm a good friend of Tatea's. If you hop on board, it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but I think if we all just sort of become very close friends for about 30 minutes, I can get you there as quick as I can.
Fine by me.
What's the vehicle? I'm sorry.
It's a horse-drawn carriage.
Can I
It's
just
like a
climb
little
up?
luggage rack that can stuff me up at the top.
So now you're fine with your size.
I can climb up top. Is
yeah,
it still sunny out?
Yes, and there are boxes of salt. They're like shipping salt. And Elle, you're able to climb up on top and sort of just like curl up atop the
I'm up
boxes. And the rest of you are able to get in and sort of just kind of squeeze in, and he gets on the front with the reins. And he says, I'm not quite as good a driver as my, oh my god, I'm losing the accent. This is what happens when you choose a different accent for every single group of people. He's like, I'm not as good a driver as my better half, but I'll do my best. And he, and the carriage takes off. And Varel specifically, you're sort of, seeing countryside you remember. And the gap, also, I think that's not just an artifact on my screen. There is a small orb of light coming out of my window, moving across my face as I move. Okay, fun.
It's the ray tracing.
It's the ray tracing, dude. The new graphics are insane. You are traveling south towards the Salstroke Forest, and you make it there in about a half hour, like he says. And he woes the horses and lets you all off. And he says, it's a pleasure to meet all of you, even just for such a short time. But I wish you all the best on whatever it is you need. Any friend of Tiltea's is a friend of mine. And Elion, you've met this man before. And he shakes hands with you specifically. He's like, Elion, always a pleasure.
You as well.
And he bids you farewell, and he takes off east along the line of the woods. And you
How
now...
far did we go?
You are at the edge of the woods, the northern edge of the Salstroke Forest. That's as far as he was willing to take you. And there, Varel, there are two wood elf sages that you wise old men, so very old because of the age difference. And they are waiting for you there. There's two of them.
Waiting for me specifically?
Yes. They say,
Ah, young Varel, so you have come as we have seen.
and he walks over to you very slowly and holds your hands.
I know this guy's name.
Do I? We'll go with, Vamus.
Hey, Vamus.
And there's another guy behind him who is unnamed. And is just sort of there going like this. Like, he's like,
Yes, hello.
but Vamus is like,
My young Varel, we saw in a vision that you would be here.
Are these your friends, Varel?
Yeah, they're just they see things like me, I guess now, but
Ah.
they're older.
You have seen visions, young Varel.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. That's so exciting. Just like your father and his father before him. Oh, it's so good.
he
Can
says,
I come back to where you guys live just for whatever they're having?
yeah, it's great stuff. So, he says,
Young Varel, I bring unfortunate news. I'm so sorry. Our people have been forced out of our peaceful home here in the woods by a group of upstarts who have taken over Solepsis from behind the scenes.
have you taken them to the monastery?
Yes, everyone has been moved to the monastery west of the Badlands.
That's good.
Only we stayed behind to tell you this because it was important, I guess. But our magic no longer protects these woods, so great evil now moves here. Evil planted dozens of generations ago by the gods now begins to fester across Liseptia.
A guard said there was creatures.
oh my god.
Hopper.
Yes,
Well, god.
blights. They are creatures that resemble the woods.
What are they doing?
Sapping the energy from our trees and killing the living creatures.
Where can we find them?
They move every day.
Okay.
Where are you going?
We're
A
headed to
conversation
Solepsis.
between two effing nitwits.
I love the wood elves in this land already. I'm such a big fan.
Where are you going?
Solepsis.
Oh, no, don't do that.
How come?
Where the guys? Those guys.
Is
Yeah.
it the alphabets?
Oh, the ABCs. Yes, that is what they said when they conquered our people. Yes. Well, they didn't conquer so much as just like push us out. In our vision, young Varel, we saw the mound.
And
We're
he only
going there too.
he only said this because the guy behind him was going like this.
So, yes.
Do you
Can I
know
interrupt?
about? Do you know about Brink?
What?
Brink.
Oh. No.
Okay.
I hate to impose on this very enlightening conversation, but what's his name? Vamos?
Vamus, I don't know.
Vamus? Did you happen to see a carriage drive by with a young girl in it? There was a flag flying in the wind.
I don't know about the contents. My eyes don't see so good these days. But definitely a big carriage came by with a big whipping flag.
And the guy behind is going like this.
And he's like, yes, that. And it went through the woods, I think towards Solepsis. I don't know, it went by so fast my clothes went all Marilyn Monroe. That's a reference you wouldn't get.
Thank you. But you guys can go back to your conversation if you'd like.
Yes, anytime.
And he looks at you, Veryl, and he's like,
Anything else, or can I go home and take a bath?
You can go. You might need it a little.
Okay.
and then the guy behind, who looked very old, picks up Vamus and runs. And he's just like sprinting across the forest's edge. And Veryl, this is not shocking to you, but it's shocking to everyone else.
He's our runner.
Barrel.
He's our runner.
Is everybody here like you?
No, we're all pretty different. You couldn't tell?
Oh, this RP is excellent.
I mean, I think we should probably get to Solepsis as quickly as possible.
Yeah, let's move
We
on.
shouldn't.
But didn't you hear him? He said, "Oh no, don't go there."
Nice.
Yep.
Channeling
That's-
Gouger.
that's before.
That's all he said. So
He also eats prunes and needs a bath. I feel pretty confident in this group.
Yeah, I worry for the girl. I'm gonna do a nice stretch, and then are we right next to the trees?
Yes.
Can I climb up a tree?
Oh, I thought you were gonna hone your claws.
Yeah,
Just
a
like a
little
scratching
scratch.
post. What's going on, guys?
I only do that when we're resting. It's okay.
Yeah, you can climb up one of the trees. I kind of have to use the restroom. So I'm gonna do that very quickly. This will be my one bathroom break of the show, but I'll be right back. Gamers, I don't know. You can role play or plug the show or plug yourselves. It's yours.
I'm gonna step away too. So
I will too, actually.
Okay,
So
now we can
great.
finally talk shit about Ada.
All right.
What if we all
Can you
just
believe
leave?
this
Yeah,
guy?
What a I mean, like, seriously.
Like who writes this stuff?
This got a second season.
Yeah, and I guess I'll talk a little bit more about that. Yo, if you're watching this live stream, hello, welcome. If you're not following it, twitch.tv/adef, make sure that you follow the channel, because it's going to be every other Tuesday that all of us get together for some live streamed Speedrunners and Dragons fun. And you can always catch up on the youtube.com/speedrunnersdragons as well. And also make sure to follow the party, as our glorious mod had that nice old command there. Follow everyone at Dangers, at Danny B, at DGR_Dave, at Kung Fu Fruit Cup, at Fant_TV, and also at The Blacktastic. We pretty much stream, and besides doing this, so
We do indeed, believe it or not.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great. I
Oh, he's
couldn't-
back. Did you
can't
wash
say
your
anything
hands?
better.
I'll never tell.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm honing my claws on the tree.
Sure.
I like that Yoshi picture. I just noticed that in Dangers.
Who did the plug?
It
Bobby
is
is-
pretty
it's-
adorable.
Who
yeah.
did the plug?
Bobby
Who do you-
knocked it
who
out
do
of
you
the
think
park.
is-
Okay, yeah. Well, Bobby tweeted all day today about how everyone's so shit at commentating now. So it's only fitting that he just pops off in the plug department.
It was
I
pretty
just want to
good.
make sure everyone knows, you know, our resources, our VODs, and
Bobby, I love you to death.
You might be out of a job. I'm just saying.
The
it.
dude's the best. I mean, like,
I'm
Do you
just
know,
saying.
and then just one more thing. Do you know how excited Adef's gonna be when Speedrunners and Dragons hits 1,000 subs on YouTube? He's gonna be really excited.
Wow.
You
We'll
want
all-
to see,
we'll
you
all
want to
be
see him
excited.
pop off.
I'll do a dance.
Mhm.
I'll do
Will
a
you dye your
dance.
hair?
Do that.
I will not be dyeing my hair. No.
Okay. It was worth a try. I tried.
Hey, I respect it.
That's like 10,000 subs. Man.
Okay, I don't want to make that promise either. Though 10,000 subs, I'll jump into freezing cold water. How about that?
Great.
Perfect.
Sure.
All
That's
right,
what
there
I
we
was
go.
going to suggest too.
So
You
just
heard it here.
get the
Hot
YouTube
tubs
to
and beach
10,000
stream.
subs, and I'll jump into a body of freezing cold water.
It's
Yeah.
free.
if everyone watching this stream right now subscribe to Speedrunners and Dragons on YouTube, we'd be quite a bit of a way to that goal.
I mean, like, it's free, and if you're watching now, it means you're interested in the show, so, I mean, you might as well.
Indeed. Okay. So we're back.
And that happened.
We got to thank
Yeah.
Bobby for the plug. Bobby, thank you. Fu, can you roll perception for me atop the tree?
I sure can. Perception. Um, 12.
Okay. It's a forest, for sure.
This is also my favorite terrain. I don't know if that makes a difference on it.
No, but it's exciting
yeah.
to know.
Great. I don't know if that did anything. I just made sure to write it down.
Excellent. The trees seem like, in your experience in forests, which is the majority of your life, though it was jungle, but, you know, all the same, the trees look like they're suffering almost. Like they are lacking something. And, you know, Elle, you sort of... make a religion check for me, Elle.
Okay. Which is... Oh, it's... 8.
Yeah, the trees are lacking something.
Okay.
But you can't really see much, and you can see the mound in the distance already. You can see it, and you feel like
Can
you
they
could
see
get
from
there.
down below?
No, not through the trees, but you can see it, and you feel like you could get there in maybe like a little over an hour by
Okay.
foot.
So I'll yell
There-
down. I'll be like, I see the mound, and I'll point in the direction.
Varel, do you know any shortcuts to get us to Solepsis or the mound quicker?
Varel, you feel that without your people's magic in the woods, you don't think your shortcuts will work.
I tell him exactly that, very eloquently.
Okay.
Darn.
Very.
Well, shall we go which way we feel? Go which way Elle was pointing?
It's like, do we have another option? Like, is there, you know, obviously, you know, your shortcuts, you know, we can't use, but do you know, like, just a standard route through that, you know, you think would be an option? Or...
West.
West, okay.
Yeah, I guess it's more like
Any
south.
objections?
It's more like southwest-ish.
Southwest?
Well, yeah, it is more
Split the
west
difference,
actually.
South and west, yeah.
It's west southwest.
Have we
West,
decided,
southwest.
group, are we going to Solepsis first or the mound first? What's our first priority here?
I think probably the mound.
They're both
would be-
important.
They're both very
I-
important.
The mound might give us powers to free the girl, but also if we put off saving the girl, it might be too late.
I do worry for her. Did I see her expression when I was looking in the carriage or no? 'Cause I'm sure
She
it's very
didn't.
fast.
She didn't look afraid. She sort of just looked like blank, almost.
Mhm.
Not
How young
div-
was
not-
she? Was she like a little kid?
She was
Said young.
a teenager,
Okay.
like a young teenager.
I'm inclined to say I'd like to put in my vote for the mound first.
Man, I love Jader. Like, you need somebody in the party who is willing to be like, all right, team. But Jader is also like, all right, let's do democracy. I love it.
One vote for the mound.
2 votes for the mound.
3.
I'll go wherever.
I wait till everybody's made their decision. Look at the cat.
We've had 2 abstentions and 3 ayes.
Then I will join the majority because that's how Daneth works, and we will.
Excellent.
I follow the majority.
Daneth
Yeah,
is
we
the
are-
last vote in a group of 5. So if it was ever like a 3-2, Daneth would be like, okay, it's 4. There's never a tie. Perfect. I love that.
As we kind of sort of come to that agreement, I'm going to cast a 2nd level spell of mine called Augury. So I used a sort of divining tool to just sort of kind of like feel out the direction, like the decision that we've made. You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the result of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM chooses from the following possible omens: wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad, or nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad.
That's so sick. I love that. Wheel and woe. Wheel and woe.
Then,
In the direction of the mound, wheel and woe.
Yeah.
Are there
Okay,
any
well
animals
then-
nearby?
No. The that's one thing you really do notice, Alencia, is it just feels like the forest is asleep or there's something wrong energetically about it.
And there's nothing. Okay. If there is anything, feel free to let me know.
There's the odd chipmunk that sort of scampers. Like maybe right now there's like a chipmunk that's, you know.
I do have speak with animals spell.
That's him hitting the nut against his forehead.
That's what chipmunks do.
Yeah, sure. Speak with animals. Excellent. You can speak with this fellow.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Yeah, I figured a lot of it's up to you, pretty straightforward, but I would want to ask like, are you okay?
No, it's been a really rough week, man. I'm just... The wife is on about something. Kids are just like, you know. But all in all, you know, it's fine. Just sort of that 9 to 5 grind, baby.
But about the forest, something seems strange about it.
Oh, yeah, forest, bad. Yeah, definitely bad. Yeah. The forest spirit has not been roaming of late. And that's sort of just has some circumstances that are a little out of whack as a result. I can't do my usual routes. I'm sticking more to the edge. I have to relocate our home like twice a week. It is a whole thing.
Okay, well, we wish to help, and you said something about the edges. How can we get to the mound safely?
The mound is about southwest of here, if I had to put an estimation on it. You can follow me if you want.
I would love your guidance.
All right. My name is Chippy Boy.
All right, let's say
and then he just turns and he's like Gah! 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 He's just like smashing a nut into his forehead, and then he's like, it opens and he's like, yes, and then he like, and then he's like,
it in the side of his cheek, and
yeah, he's like,
oh,
all right guys, let's hit it. And he begins to scuttle along the forest floor, and he's like, guess I'm gonna be home late.
yeah.
I'm gonna hear about this.
Everybody follow me, and then I take off, and there's
Everyone else just heard like, and then wow, yeah.
That was
That was
really,
really
Okay.
good.
that was really good.
But Elle was speaking common. So Elle was speaking, you understood her side of the conversation, but his side not so much. Yes. So you're moving through the forest.
You can follow, however, I'm going.
Yeah, he's sort of weaving around certain trees, and you're sort of like moving around. Everybody roll perception, please. I hope my screaming didn't clip the mic too bad.
That's great.
Let's get L.
21.
Okay. Varel.
7.
Hadak.
6.
Okay. Elion.
5.
Daneth.
9.
Jader.
Oh, sorry.
Jader was 9. Daneth, what are you?
10.
Okay, so we have 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 21. Excellent.
He was too good at this.
Said it was favored terrain. What do you want from me?
So as you're following Chippy Boy through the woods, just, what you get is what you get.
You offered the animal. I took it.
Elle is masterfully sort of dodging over these things that she feels are like a little strange. There's like the odd vine that nobody else would really recognize as odd besides Varel and Elle, but Varel's on another planet. So he's just, Lord knows what he's thinking about, but he's stepping on him anyway. But Elle, you notice that some of the vines just don't feel like they really ecologically belong in these woods, so you're sort of just like stepping around them. But the other boys are just sort of trampling over him. And you walk for about half an hour, no event. And Chippy Boy turns to you all, and really just to Elle, and is like, all right, yeah, this is about as far as I'm going to go. It's just a straight shot south from here. I don't really venture this much further. I have very small legs, and it will take some time to get back to my family, and tonight's lasagna night, so I just kind of want to be home, and so.
Thank you. Can I find a nut nearby?
Yeah, you absolutely can, and it's out of reach for him.
So I'm gonna grab it and like smush it against a tree so that it can break for him.
Sure.
And then give it to him.
He's like, oh, what a treat, I'm on a diet, but this is really nice. Thank you. And he takes the nut and he's like,
let it spoil your dinner.
You're ever back in Sawstroke Forest again, you come talk to old Chippy Boy. We'd love to have you over. And he's like, bye guys, and you all just hear like and he just is gone.
Me wave. I turn around, nobody's waved, and I'm like, rude.
Just looking at it like, what? I'm just speechless. Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, I mean, you heard the man. It's basically just a straight shot south from your current location.
If I just want to clarify something for you about my character. He's actually quite smart.
No, I know.
Okay, he's just terrible at people.
Okay, I do know that your character specifically is very intelligent. I just like the energy you're giving off is just like lackadaisical in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not that you're daydreaming about useless things. You're just daydreaming.
And not very good at communicating what you're thinking.
Oh yeah, no, charisma of a stone.
Yeah,
perfect.
There's something to be said for just blatant honesty, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's in short supply these days. I sound like I'm 100. So, you are able to continue through the woods, and it's just this kind of continuing. Elle, you are very graceful through the woods, and you're like you say, you're in your favored terrain. You're feeling quite good, but the others are sort of moving a little less gracefully through things. I guess we'll keep the
anything happening with the jungle that I might. I mean, you said like not the jungle, with the vines. You were saying like I've been.
They're getting denser. They're getting denser.
Okay.
And suddenly, Alencia, like, almost out of nowhere, like a needle just like right in front of your eyes, and your high perception has allowed you to just like narrowly dodge it. It's just ding into a tree nearby, and you just turn to the right, and you cannot see the perpetrator.
Okay. So everyone freeze. And then I have
green light, go.
I wanna use my keen hearing to listen. It's just an advantage on perception checks.
You can make a perception check.
Sure. 14.
So another needle, you dodge it, and now the rest of you see that one. And you're sort of all on guard a little bit, and then Elle, you start to notice the vines below your feet begin to rustle and move a little bit.
Okay.
And everyone else is sort of too busy on looking around. They don't notice.
Okay, I'm gonna you know how cats are like, they're like really weird about things, touching stuff?
Sure.
I think I would rather like have a visual clue for the group rather than a verbal one, because I'm trying to figure out why it's being weird.
Sure. So the rest of you sort of catch on a little slowly, but as you look down, you also notice the vines kind of rustling and moving.
Maybe there's like a tree I'm kind of like up against it, or just kind of like, this I'm uncomfortable.
Sure. And then another 2 needles just whiz past that tree. And then one whizzes past Elion's ear. And everybody roll initiative.
It is the time.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
One moment.
You hear cat purr? Who's that?
Jader.
15.
Veril.
20.
Hadak.
17.
Danith.
13.
Alencia.
22.
Elion.
20.
Am I always destined to go last?
That's the short legs.
Me and you, Danith.
So these vines sort of begin to crawl up the tree, and then they sort of weave into themselves and coalesce into these like creatures that have holes where their eyes might be, and they're sort of like walking like this, latching on, pulling their vines out of the ground and off trees. And there are 2 of those that sort of come from the vines, but then you see these tiny little guys that are like versions of those, but much shorter, that are a lighter brown. And they are sort of running around the perimeter, and they stop, and they're clearly the ones shooting the needles. And there's 2 of those. And then there are 4, like, sticks begin to move together and coalesce into these, like, very rickety guys that are taller than the vine ones. And he stands up, and there's 4 of those guys that are sort of approaching you. And Alencia.
Oh boy.
So you're 15 feet from any of these guys.
Okay.
The 2 vine, or the 2 needle guys are behind you, and then you've got 4 twig guys and 2 vine guys. And they're blights. 2
Okay,
vine
how
blights
close-
and 4 twig blights, like 15 feet in front of you.
How close are they together?
The vine blights are like 10 feet apart from each other, and the twig blights are sort of all grouped. The 4 of them.
The twig ones?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do a ranged attack at actually, have they been like coming from the tree? Is it safe to go up?
You think you could probably go up.
Okay. I'd like to try to dart up, since I have I can go up at least 20 feet.
Roll athletics. Or do you have a climbing speed?
I do. I have climbing speed of 20.
Great, then you do not have to roll, my friend.
Yeah, so-
You are able to climb up a tree, no problem.
Okay, and then I'd like to do ranged attack at them and use my second spell called Hill of Thorns. It's a bonus action. So it will apply to the next ranged attack. Each creature within 5 feet of who I'm shooting at has to make a dex saving throw.
Sorry.
So should we do...
I sneezed, sorry.
Bless you.
Okay, so what is it? Is it a dex saving throw?
Yes.
Only if you hit the attack, so you have to roll attack
Yeah,
first.
so I need to do the attack and then
Okay.
I can do...
Great.
Okay.
And you're attacking the twig guy, is that right?
Yeah, whoever's kind of in the middle.
Sure.
So what do I roll for that?
Roll a d20 and add the attack bonus on your bow.
Right. Okay. 22.
Yeah, that hits. Oh, your cat just came in guns a-blazing.
Alright, he's young.
So that's a hit. So now we'll do what is the spell exactly? Could you say
Okay.
it one more time? Sorry.
Also, there's a 1d4 of psychic damage for the main guy.
Oh yeah, let's do damage. So roll your damage dice, which will be just to the right of the attack bonus.
Okay, 1. Yeah. A d8 plus my dex be 5.
Okay.
And there's a d4 of psychic damage?
That
Do I roll
one's
that one?
that one's dead. The moment you hit him, he splits apart and shatters.
Okay, and then there's also the Hill of Thorns, which is so anybody within 5 feet of the first one has to roll a d10. Oh no, roll the dex saving throw first.
Okay. There's two. The 3 twig guys will all roll. That's a fail. That's a success. What am I rolling against?
So the fail rolls a d10, and the success.
Probably rolling against your spell modifier, I'd guess.
Yeah. Spell save DC on your third page on the top.
Is that me?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. That's 2 successes and 1 fail.
Okay. Then with the d10s.
So D10 is what they'll take for damage if
That's
they
damage.
succeed. Yeah. So
So
2 of them succeeded and 1 failed, right?
yeah, so the one who failed takes the d10 of damage, and the ones who succeed
Probably take half that, I'd guess.
Yes.
Is it just 1d10?
Mhm.
All right, I can
Yeah.
roll that.
Okay. Sorry, it's a lot.
No worries. All right, that is 1 damage. Wait. How do I do half? They all take 1. All 3 of them
There's
take 1
There's
damage.
needles, so I just shot
Yeah.
thorns back.
Just like these hail of thorns comes down and they take that damage. And due to how quickly you dispatched the first one, it's quite a bit of damage for these guys. So they are looking bad. Is that your turn?
I moved and I did stuff, so
Excellent.
we're good.
Elion or Varel, whoever wants to go first. We'll say Elion. Elion, take it.
Sure.
Alphabetical order.
There you go.
So where are we? Oh, look at that cat. That's precious. Their
That's
ears
me.
are so big.
Basically me.
Their ears are so huge.
You know,
I love them.
he's purring.
So how far away are all of these things from us?
You are about, within 15 feet of any of them.
Okay. And there's like a group of 2, and a group of now 3 left?
There's the 3 twig guys, and then 2 vine guys flanking them, and then the 2 needle boys behind you.
Okay. I will then, on my turn, approach the needly boys. The one on the left is fine, and I will attempt to attack with my rapier.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
I sure hope so. In that case, 7 damage.
Okay, that's a good amount of damage for these guys. You stab him through and sort of needles pour out of his back, and he staggers.
Okay. And then that, I guess, will just be my turn this time.
Okay, Varel.
Okay. I'm gonna take my quarterstaff to. The 3 little ones are all clumped still, right?
They're the tallest ones, but they're the weakest.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna head for the group of them, and I'm gonna smack one of them with my quarterstaff. So that is a 9 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. And then I'm going to try to punch him. How does punching work again? Sorry, real quick. Oh, I think I have to roll to hit anyway. And that one is a 15.
That's a hit.
Cool. And I do 6 damage with my punch.
You punch him and he explodes.
Nice.
That's what I was hoping for.
He's down. Right, I have to do things. Is that your turn?
That's it.
Great.
I'm standing right in front of them.
Excellent. Haddock.
All right, what's the sitch? I don't want needly boys. I want big brutes.
Sure. The 411 is that the thickest boys are to your left and to your right, the vine guys, and they look menacing.
Cool. I like menacing. I'm gonna go up to the left one
Okay.
and attempt to challenge it, swing at it with my mice for an 18. Does that hit?
That hits.
6. So that would be 1d6 plus 3. For 7 damage.
Great. You swing and take a chunk of vine out of this guy. And he takes how much? Sorry?
7 damage.
Okay, great.
And as a bonus action, I would like to cast spiritual weapon in the form of a serrated sword, like very jagged, very sharp blade. And on this bonus action, I can make an attack with it, which I can do. Yeah, melee spell attack. Yeah, within 5 feet. So obviously, it's a 15 hit.
Yes.
All right. He takes a 1d8 plus, Mod says 3. For 10 damage.
Nice. He's looking bad. Is that your turn?
I'm sorry, 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Still not looking so
Slightly less
great.
bad.
So yes. It is their turn. That first one is going to attack you, Bobby.
Mhm.
Oh god, I gotta zoom in on that. Oh, not on that. Oh no, did I screw up the layout? Okay, we're okay. I didn't know you could zoom in on Discord. All right. So, this one is going to try to hit you, Bobby.
Okay.
I assume an 8 does not hit.
It does not.
Okay, you are it swooshes over you. The vine guy on the other side is going to come towards Veril. That misses, so he misses as well. The twig guys are next. They're going to attack with their claws at you, Veril, all 3 of them.
Are there still 3 or 2 left now?
2 left, sorry. So that's 1 hit and 1 miss, thank you. So 1 hit. Veril, you take... Where's my
It was 17 or more?
Yeah, it was 18.
Okay.
It was a high number, so I just... Well, my D4 is gone, so who wants to roll a D4 for me?
I got it.
Got it. Oh,
Rolling his own damage. Oh,
Who?
I hit my microphone. You got 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
is there a modifier?
Yeah, you take 3 damage.
Cool. Quick reminder in case anyone else doesn't have it, but I think somebody gave us temporary hit points from a spell in our
I sure
last
did.
encounter. I still have them. I don't know if anyone else didn't take damage too. So
yep.
Yeah, I still have a couple.
Unless you guys did take damage, you all should have 5 temporary hit points.
I
Yeah,
think
I took some
L-
damage last time.
I
I
think
took
Elle
damage,
lost
yeah.
hers, maybe Daneth or Jader.
Yeah, I'm down to 3 temporary hit points.
Okay, great. So
That's
long
a
as you
lot
have
of
it.
damage.
I lost. If I lost it.
I can't remember, but I trust you. I trust your judgment. And if it's wrong, oh well. So
I'm gonna assume I don't have them.
okay, I think you got hit by Stem, but I can't remember. Who gave you the temporary hit points again? I know that happened. It was you. That's right. Excellent.
Question. If
Yes.
I use that new spell again and I gave everybody 5 temporary hit points, does that bring them up to 5 or does that add 5 on top of whatever they have?
Send me the spell.
Sure.
And I'll actually, you know what? Send Danny the spell. Because I'm working on other moving pieces, and Danny's judgment I trust.
Sure thing.
Okay, the twig guys, 1 missed, 1 hit Danny, you took 3 damage. The needle guys,
Yep.
they're gonna attack... I almost said Gouger again. They're gonna attack Elion. I'm getting better. I'm getting there.
wait, how many enemies are there? There's 2 vine guys and then
There's 2 vine guys, 2 twig
each
guys,
now.
2 needle guys left.
okay. I didn't realize there was 3 different types of enemies. My
Yeah.
bad.
You know, mixed encounter. We're trying to mix it up. Elion does a. The one closest to you is gonna swing. Does a 9 hit?
Nope.
Okay, the other one's gonna shoot at you. Does an 18 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. You take 8 damage.
Ouch.
This needle pierces you right in the leg, but you're able to quickly pull it out. Now it is Jader's turn.
Right. So, Haddock is attacking which enemies?
The vine guy.
On the left.
So
the
there's a
left.
vine guy on the right that's exposed.
I'll take on the vine guy on the right.
There we go.
You're gonna have to walk me through this again. So I roll.
I got you, Chief. No worries.
Does a 15 hit?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to put the long sword in my hand with 2 hands, so I can roll a d10. And let me do that real quick.
As a quick aside, temporary hit points never stack.
Interesting.
So you always just replace it if you get a new spell from temporary hit.
Excellent. There's the answer.
So I rolled a 7.
Okay. And so then you'll
then-
add the number just to the right of the die.
Okay.
I have your character sheet.
Is it
somewhere.
well my attack? What is the difference between attack bonus and then
So
damage?
attack
Wait.
bonus is when you're rolling to hit. So that'll be you roll a d20 and add that attack bonus number.
Okay, it would have been higher than that. Anyways, never mind. Okay, so 11 damage.
Okay, great. That is a lot. You take a good chunk out of this guy with your sword. You feel very mighty.
Yes.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay.
Yes.
Daneth, it's all you. You are muted, my friend.
Matter of fact, I was. Daneth is looking over at Haddock and Jader and sees 2 seemingly weak, large vine creatures. Or I guess tall. I guess these are the tall ones. The tall vine creatures. He thinks maybe he could finish one off. Like come in, snipe the last hit.
Okay.
And
Which
he's
one?
gonna
The one that Haddock is fighting, or the one that? Would you like to know which one looks worse?
Yeah, which one's in? I'm analyzing their condition. I'm seeing which one do I think.
The one Haddock is fighting looks a little bit worse for wear.
Which one can I
Alright.
kill steal?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it hit the small ones. They're more your size.
Oh shit!
Who said that?
Who said that?
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait, I love that Jader and Daneth would feud. That's amazing.
Oh, we have a rivalry after that. After my horse dismount.
No,
from
that's
week
right.
1.
That's right. That's right.
There's a rivalry brewing.
Amazing.
All right. Sorry, that was really good. All right, so I'm gonna take aim at the one Haddock is facing, so on the left.
Sure.
And I rolled a 22
It's a hit.
to hit because Daneth doesn't miss.
Okay.
Jader.
Jader also didn't miss, but you know, hey, whatever.
All right, so I'm going to attack with my longbow. So I should be within 150 feet, I hope.
Yes.
And yeah, so I roll a 1d8, which gives me a 2 plus 3, so that's 5 damage.
Okay, well, your kill steal's not happening today. But it's close. You shoot the arrow and it goes through him and hits a tree nearby.
All right.
Expected more,
and
Daneth.
That ends my turn.
Amazing. Okay. Alencia, we're back to you.
All that build up.
Okay. So what do we have now? What do we have?
Oh, sorry. There are the 2 Vine guys, which are currently in combat with Haddock and Jader, respectively, and I guess Daneth. And then there's 2 Twig guys that are taller but more flimsy that are currently in communicado with Veril. And then Elion is in the back, facing the two shooters.
Needlies.
Okay. I'm gonna turn and aim at the needle guys instead.
All right, which one would you like to shoot? The one that's already been attacked, or the one that has not been attacked?
Let's go with the. How was the one that was attacked looking?
Tough to really tell, but worse than the other one, definitely.
Okay. I'll start with I don't know. I trust Elion. I'm gonna go for the other one.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I got an 11.
Hold the phone.
Okay.
Oh, wait, 11 was your die roll?
No,
Oh, okay. 11 was with bonus. Okay, yeah, that does not hit.
with a pretty heavy bonus, yeah.
That does not hit.
Okay. How close are we to the mound?
I believe like 25 minutes. Walk.
Oh,
25
that's
minutes
still-
walking. Yeah.
Bummer. Okay, never mind.
All right, we are on to Elion.
All right. Well, I will do the same thing once again. I will just attack with rapier on the one that is damaged.
Sure.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Very good. There we go. That's the kind of damage. 11.
He's dead. Stab him. She separates into all these needles that fall apart and little like wood chips.
Cool. And then I'm going to use a bonus action, Healing Word. I'm going to use it on myself. Basically, I just have to roll a d4 plus my spellcast ability modifier, and that's how much I heal myself for.
Great.
How much is that? 2. So I heal myself for 5.
Are you at full? You might be. I think you're at full from that. No? Are you close?
I took 8 damage. Actually, did I say 5? Sorry, I meant 7. 7 damage. So almost full again.
Didn't
Pretty
you
good.
have the bonus health?
I didn't give it to myself.
Ah.
Yeah, I can give it to an amount of people that is equal to our party minus 1. So
Okay.
I gave it to everybody else.
If that's your turn, then Veryl's next.
Cool. I still got 2 boys in front of me, right?
Yes.
I will use my quarterstaff on one of them. That is a 16 to
Hit.
hit. Okay, and he takes 9 damage.
Was this the one that you had already hit?
Oh
wait, you killed the one. Well,
yeah.
The good news is it has less than 9 health anyway.
Great.
So it's dead. First one clobbered.
Great. And then I will punch the next one. I rolled. Oh, sorry, that was my damage roll. I should probably roll to hit again. That's a 22.
Hit.
And I do 8 damage to him with a punch.
Other one's gone. So now it's just the 2 vine boys and 1 needle boy.
I do enjoy punching things to death. It's very fun.
I just love that image of you punching, an old man punching.
And then just
Well,
the
he
thing
looks young.
exploding.
He looks young. He just happens
Excuse me,
to be...
sir. I'm only 250.
I'm just picturing Gandalf just
throwing a right hook.
I look
Every
like I'm.
year- every
I
year
look
is
like I'm
250
around
per-
40 in
250
human
per-
years.
Okay, just let me have my vision.
Those other guys though that we met on the way here.
Yeah.
They're like 1,000. So after Veryl is Hadak.
Awesome. Actually, something Fufu said a little bit earlier kind of piqued my interest. Since we are that close to the mound, and these creatures don't seem to be like the workings or naturally of this forest, since we're Brink sensitive, could we potentially sense a sort of concentration of the Brink from these creatures?
Not from these creatures, but as you've been walking through the woods, I neglected to mention, my bad, but you have been feeling a stronger Brink presence, sort of just like in the background as you've gotten closer to the mound, but not
Okay.
from these creatures.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. I'm just gonna smash things then. Mace time.
Excellent.
So that's gonna be a nat 1.
So that's going to be a miss. And you're going to fall on your ass and give definitely Daneth an opportunity here.
Wait, can I use my bonus action to swing with my spiritual weapon while I'm on the ground?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I was like, but also,
roll with disadvantage on the attack roll.
15?
It hits.
Oh god, okay. All right, that's a 1d8 plus 3. Yo, big raid.
Yo,
Let's go.
Cosmic. What's going on, gamer? I hate to interrupt Bobby's turn, but
It's a 7, by the way, but go ahead.
7, he's dead. You did it.
Sick.
You've just come in on our boy Haddock destroying a vine creature. You swing with your mace or your spiritual weapon as you're falling, and you just slice it down the middle, and it separates, and the vines sort of scatter to the ground and decompose quickly. But hello, everyone. Welcome from Cosmic Stream. I hope you had a wonderful stream and a wonderful time over there at twitch.tv/Cosmic. I'm adef, and these are the Blacktastic, Dangers, Danny B, DGR Dave, Kung Fu Fruit Cup, and Fant_Television. And we are Speedrunners and Dragons. This is the second campaign we've run. It's D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And everybody on here is either speedrunning or speedrunning adjacent. And we have a really good time. And we're all streamers in our own right. And you've come in on a very fun episode, very action-packed episode. You're right in the crux here. We're currently in a combat encounter deep in the woods in a world called Liseptia. This is the second episode. If you're just joining in, I recommend just stick around for a bit and see if you enjoy what we're putting down. And if you are, I recommend going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SpeedrunnersDragons, and subscribing and watching some of our old content. You can watch all of Campaign 1, or you can just watch Episode 1 of this campaign, which went up a few weeks ago. And we do this every other Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. So stick around, see if you like it, and enjoy. Also, this channel has other stuff like speedrunning and things like that. But tonight, it's all about the S and D, baby. Excellent. Haddock, well done. It is the enemy's turn. The Vine guy is going to attack Jader. Jader, what's your armor class?
13.
That's a miss.
All right.
Up next, the Twig guy. Are both of them dead?
They're both dead.
All right, what a king. So the Needle guy, you did pick the weakest of the bunch, just to be fair.
I had to pick the ones I could explode with my fists. Okay.
Understandable. The Needle guy is going to shoot at Alencia. And fail.
Okay.
So another needle just like lands right above your head, and you just look up, and then look back down. And I think those are the only guys left. Excellent. So up next is Jader.
All right. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
All right. I'm still holding my sword two-handed. Let me. Ooh, nice. That is 13 damage.
Ooh.
Give a quick look over to Daneth as I swing my sword two-handed.
You're not even looking, just like
Exactly.
Who was finally able to take off the training wheels.
oh my god. Wow, this is quite the rivalry that's brewing here. Your swing debilitates this guy. He's down, he's still alive, but his legs are gone, and he's sort of crawling at the ground now. Up next is Daneth.
All right, so we just have the one enemy left, right?
There's the needle guy over by Elion, and then the vine guy that is almost dead.
Oh, the one that
Jader just hit. Yes, you have an opportunity.
Jader
You have an
was not
opportunity to
able to
kill
kill.
Steal. Yes.
An opportunity of humiliation,
Oh.
if you will.
All right, well let's go
I thought
through.
for sure I had the kill, so all right. I acted to.
I'm sorry, DJ. So I'm gonna attack that, but I just rolled a nat 20.
Let's go. Double the dice, add the normal modifier.
Okay. All right. So
He has 2 health.
Please don't roll 0.
All right, well, I'm bringing out Natasha, my short sword, for this one.
Oh, right, they have names.
Well, Nat
And,
seems fitting for a Nat 20.
I rolled both of them combined 7 plus 3 for 10 damage.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
And I'm just gonna do like this crazy. No, this is the short sword. I'm gonna do like a crazy like spin attack to like cut the thing clean off.
Okay, yeah, you cut its head, slice clean off. It's about your height, so that's easy. And it falls and rolls on the ground, and the vines separate and decompose.
And then I just look around at Jader's like, with any luck, and my training ability, even you, Jader, may be able to finish off a monster one of these days.
When I think of a comeback, I'll let you know.
Did you say that to...
I said that.
Okay,
out loud.
excellent. That takes some courage. Excellent. Alencia, we're back to you. Just the one enemy left.
Sure, I'm just gonna shoot at it with
Great.
my longbow.
Hit it.
See if I can hit this time. Oh, bummer. I got a 14.
I think that hits. It
Okay.
does.
All right. Okay, then it is a. Where's my D8? 12, and then also a D4.
It's dead.
Okay.
Um,
Never mind.
That'll do it. You just, in one shot, this one hasn't taken any damage yet. And in one shot, the arrow cuts right through it and it separates. And it's down for the count. And all the sort of enemies just sort of decompose. And Jader and Daneth, you both see Elle just do it in like it,
Do it in a second.
is one
I'm
arrow.
gonna shake my heads at them. Just crawl down the
Boys.
tree. Yeah. Crawl down the tree and start walking away.
Amazing. Excellent work. That's 8 enemies handled with care. Excellent. So as the last one falls, you sort of start to, I say sort of all the time, but only when I'm DMing. Like, this is the only time when I'm like trying to give myself a break in my brain, I guess. I don't know. So the ground begins to tremble a little bit. And, you hear, and then, and just vine creatures are coming from like 100 meters off to your north, and you just see this herd of what you just fought, just sort of, pushing each other, scrambling, trying to get to you, and there's something massive behind them that you can't see.
Shall we go?
Run.
Go.
Everybody, you all take off. I'm gonna have everybody roll perception, please. Veryl, you first.
25.
There you go. Daneth.
Rolled a nat 1.
Okay. Jader.
I'm not sure if that matters on
It
I
doesn't.
rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
The
It's a
rivalry
21.
continues.
Yeah, the rivalry continues.
With modifiers, Daneth, what is yours?
3.
Okay. Hadak.
14.
That leaves L and L. Elion.
14.
Alencia.
11.
Okay, everybody's kind of, doing their own, getting through the chase just fine. Some guys creep up every once in a while and, like, swing at you, and like a haunted house, and you're able to just sort of, like, duck out of the way and keep going. But, Daneth, we'll say that you're in the back anyway, and you
I do
trip.
run the slowest.
You trip over a vine, and hit the ground, and they're sort of gaining on you a little bit. And, Jader, you notice this. With your nat 20, you notice that Daneth has fallen.
I reach out a hand to Daneth and offer it with a smile of sheepish grin.
Yeah, Daneth immediately swats it away and just gets up on his feet himself.
Okay, in getting up a little more slowly as Jader sort of takes off, Daneth, you do take a hit from a needle. You take 4 damage from a stray needle that sticks you right in the foot.
Ooh.
Your pride has wounded you.
But no, I tried to grimace it away.
Walk it off.
and, yeah,
Rub
act
some
like
dirt on
nothing
it.
happened.
So you're able to then, you're sprinting, they're sort of gaining on you, they're closing the gap, the vine guys are sort of, whipping their vines at you, these needles are just coming through, you're just dodging them at the last second, or they're just narrowly missing you. These twig guys are swinging at you and falling over and crumbling into pieces, and the gap is just closing, you just make it past the tree line as you run and you sort of topple into the field and roll down this little hill. You look up at the tree line and the monsters refuse to go into the light. They're all just sort of swatting out past the trees, and you see just a glimpse of something massive swat above the tree line and then hit the ground, and the earth tremors below.
And you
And
see,
then
were they potentially running from this, or were they running with it?
it appears with,
Okay.
and then sort of everything scatters back into the forest.
You guys think those were the creatures?
No.
I wonder what else there could be out there.
Your guess is as good as mine, friend.
Well done. You're out. And what lay before you is the mound in earnest. And you made it a lot faster due to
Being
circumstances.
Pressure. Yeah.
So as you clear the forest, the mound is in clear view. This tall yet very gradual ascent is hard to miss as the green grass stops in nearly a uniform line across its base, giving way to a brown grass which looks not dead so much as just devoid of color that sort of covers the rest of the mound. And the closer you get to this natural landform, the stronger you feel the Brink energy emanating from it. At its base, you can see various ancient stone pillars every 20 meters or so. Each pillar is in varying condition, but they all share a carving of what sort of looks like a flame, almost. And you can see the silhouette of what appears to be a man standing atop the mound, looking up at the sky.
So with the Brink energy, you know how when cats are really, on edge and their hair kind of raises, their fur kind of raises up.
Sure, I'm just showing the map for a second. Sorry, but keep going.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's just.
That's
my
how you're
kind of
feeling?
side project. Yeah, I'm getting some fur raising up because it's really it's.
And being untrained in the Brink, it's sort of prickly almost. It's unpleasant. And especially for you, El, you're so in touch with nature. It's very unpleasant. And Veryl as well. You're having a very specific reaction.
Would I have been here before, considering how close it is?
Yes. Not to meta too much, but you wouldn't have really experienced it in the past. It seems that all of you sort of had a simultaneous Brink awakening in your encounter with Chimoth, for what it's worth. So
I'll say then that this feels different than last time.
But yes, you've definitely been here. This is a religious site for your people as well as many other peoples in Salstroke. It's sort of they're not sure what it means, but it feels religious, if that makes sense. It feels important to the culture of the world. Even people who are not Brink sensitive can sense that much. But yes, there's this man sort of standing atop the mound, looking up at the sky, hands in pockets.
What does he look like? Give me more details about him.
It's just a silhouette right now because the mound is so tall.
Oh, right.
But he's standing atop the plateau at the top.
Can I call out to the man?
Sure.
Hello, friend. A little bit louder, but...
He sort of notices you. And then sort of just looks around.
I just butt up a second. Another one. Thinking back to the other ones we've encountered before. And I'm just I'm so sick of this.
Feeling too uncomfortable to really talk at the moment.
I trust this guy. I'll trot up the hill.
Great.
I'll follow.
It's a peaceful walk. I mean, aside from the energy that's feeling more dense, any other day, any other person, it's quite beautiful. You get a sweeping landscape of Salstroke to your north. You can't see over the mound to the south yet, but this tall, very gradual, ascent. It's sort of like a burial mound. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Cahokia, but it's a Native American burial site in St. Louis, Missouri. And they did mounds instead of pyramids, and they're these massive mounds that literally they would just over generations pour dirt, and then grass would grow atop it. You can go visit it. It's very cool. But it's sort of like that, except it's just massive. And the top of the mound, I believe that's Cahokia, I'm pretty sure. The top of the mound plateaus more than a map would have you believe. There is nearly a 100-foot radius circle of flat ground, or, essentially flat, atop the mound. And as you get closer, you can see that this human man is wearing very odd garb. It's unlike anything the six of you have ever seen before. He wears pants, which fit excellently to his legs, and a jacket, which does not appear to be intended to keep him warm, and both are black. Underneath his jacket, which the jacket is unbuttoned, and there's like 2 buttons running along one side. The tails of it sort of flapping in the wind a little bit. There's a tight-fitting, light blue shirt with buttons all the way down the front. And he has a strange, you've never seen anything like it. It's like a weird, almost handkerchief that ties around his neck under the collar of his shirt, and runs down the front of him. And it's blue with a gray stripe running diagonally along the front. He wears black shoes, which do not quite reach his ankles, and they don't have laces, and his socks aren't visible, and there's this gap between his pant leg and his shoes. And he's wearing circular, thin-rimmed glasses, and he has dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. He also has a strange-looking bracelet with a brown strap and a white face with black hands on it. He kind of looks tired.
I'm kind of sad that you didn't dress up like that.
In the
Pretty
future.
snazzy.
In the future. You know what? Next episode, I'll do it.
That would have been really... Sure you have something similar?
I do have a yes. And he turns to you and he says, the emblem on the statues below is supposed to be a soul. By the way, it's a person's spirit, not flames. Though you'd be forgiven for mixing it up. Who are you?
I think the more apt question is, who are you? Where do you come from? I've never seen anything wearing garb such as yours. You make this all yourself?
No. I bought this at Saks Fifth Ave. My name's Steven. I assume you're here about the Brink? That makes 2 of us.
What is Saks?
It's like a high-end clothing store where you can buy
This is really happening. Okay.
where you can buy suits. I'm wearing a suit.
Never heard of something like that before. And I've been around a big city.
Ah, God, yeah, I have this conversation every time. What brings you to the mound?
I think the same thing that apparently brings you here. We all of us here, and recently we're maybe what is called Brink sensitive, and we were sent this way. And what about yourself? You obviously seem to know about the Brink.
Yeah, when did you find out you were Brink sensitive?
Let's see. How long? How long
yesterday?
ago was it like yesterday?
day.
Or yeah, okay. It's like
He says, yeah, it's about 5 years ago for me. I desire to know everything there is to know about the Brink. I'm hopeful that it will lead to answers about why I'm here. And, you guys seem trustworthy. Perhaps we can work towards a common goal here in that regard, because it seems like maybe you kind of want to learn about the Brink. I know a lot about the Brink. Little I scratch your back, you scratch mine situation.
Not itchy.
Yeah. a good
That's
one.
Veril. He's our leader.
That's your leader?
I am. What's
Alright.
that? And I point to the thing on his wrist.
This is a watch. It lets me tell time.
It doesn't even have eyes, though. Oh, time.
Yeah, but it's broken because there are no batteries here. And I studied business, so I don't know how to make a battery, but I like
Where
the
are
way it
you
fits on my
from?
wrist. Huh?
Where are you from?
Look, you all seem friendly enough, but before we can continue our chat, and before I can, let you know a little bit more about the Brink, perhaps, I suggest you lose that tail of yours. And you turn around, and there is another figure moving up the mound from the base. From what you can tell, he looks to be maybe a half-orc with really heavy, ornate-looking armor. And Steven, as you turn back around, he's walking towards the center of this plateau, and he sits down like crisscross applesauce, and he puts his hands on his legs, and he's like, he says, he's like, "Good luck." And he watches
I
as
see
the
a half
figure
orc.
approaches.
I'm ready to f him up. So I'm gonna start bolting toward him.
Oh my
Mace in
god.
hand.
Oh my god, okay.
Haddock, wait.
We can try to charm him.
You hear this guy go, halt, my friend! Please, hear me out!
He'll skid and fall down the mound.
You roll a little bit, you catch yourself. And then you maybe work your way back up, and this fellow reaches the top of the mountain. He's breathing quite heavily with all this armor on. He's like, "Would you mind if I just catch my breath just for a moment, please?"
There's a lot of weird figures in this place.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
Well, the mound is a strange place. I'm going to set my shield down just for a moment and take a seat just for a second, if you don't mind. I'm quite out of breath.
I'm suspicious. Like I'm gonna have my bow trained on him the whole time. Like not gonna fire him, but if they do anything fishy,
Sure.
I'm going to
He
let
says, "My friend, there's no need for that right now. We'll get started
I'll
in a
be the
moment.
judge of that.
We'll get started in a moment. I guess I should do my proper greeting, just as father says." And he stands up and grabs his shield and he says, "Greetings and salutations, my friends. I am Calypto of the House of Celeste. I come on behest of the gods who dwell in Tyrell as a dedicated paladin servant to the gods whom I worship. I have been ordered to deal with the 6 of you who seek to oppose them. While you may have met my rather unsavory colleagues who've been hired to kill you for their own selfish gain, I assure you that I am an honorable man who seeks only to do right by the gods, whom I worship. I work alone and am here to carry out the deeds of those wondrous arbiters of the world. In the name of Imprelius, chiefest of the gods, I, Calypto of House Celeste, sentence you to die. Have you any last words?"
Huh?
I just immediately let the arrow fly.
He holds his shield up really quickly and it pings off. And he's like, "Hasty."
I'm gonna be in like a kind of crouched, ready to pounce position.
Sure. You hear Steven behind you and he's like, "Freak." That's all you hear.
Me?
No, towards Calypto.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look back at that old dude like.
Oh, by the way, Steven
What do you
appears
want-
to be like, he's like 30.
Oh, okay, 30. Is this a visual thing, man, or like?
Well, I gotta know you're worth training.
All right, now Haddock is gonna run at this guy.
Okay, roll initiative, everybody. And time to change the music from Steven's theme. Oh, I'm so fucking pumped about Steven. Oh, I've been writing this character for like 3 days, and I'm so amped about. I was like really looking for something to latch me onto this episode, and this dude just like is here. All right, let's go boss music.
I'm excited to see the evolution of your original idea for campaign 2 in this guy.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know if you want to share.
I'm not going to share because future
Okay.
campaigns. But yes, correct. He is the morsel of that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
It's spelled Steven. Just the way you'd think it might be.
Yeah, no fancy mythical spellings here.
Oh.
Nope.
Generation 3. Gotcha.
Yes. Well. Okay. Let's roll for these guys. Let's see. My God, I'm forgetting people's names. Hadak,
I had a 14.
Jader,
13.
Daneth,
19.
El,
19.
Elion.
18.
Who am I missing? Veryl.
Me, 20.
Nice.
Beauty.
This guy-
I almost respond to Daneth every single time, just because I think you're gonna say Danny.
And Calypto rolled different. Okay. Veryl, it's your turn.
Okay. So is this guy still sitting down?
Steven's sitting behind you, but Calypto is not standing anymore. He is at the ready.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm. What is he holding? Like, where are his weapons?
He has a mace in his left hand, a mace in his right hand and a shield in his left.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and run up on him and use my quarterstaff. And I rolled a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay. I'm gonna just punch this dude right in his metal armor. It's gonna be great, I hope. That one certainly hits. That's a 25.
Hit.
And I love the idea of this doing damage. 7.
Yeah.
7 damage.
I mean, you're trained in the arts of martial combat. Just an anime punch. He skids in the grass. The wind blows.
I am going to also use my Step of the Wind as a bonus action, which will allow me to disengage from him.
Okay.
Without provoking a opportunity attack. So
Sure.
I'm gonna step back.
Okay, great. Up next is Daneth.
Okay. So I'm mad that my first arrow got blocked. So I take aim to try and do it again. How close am I to
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay, so I'm gonna step back a little bit because I got range. Because I don't know this person's play style or attack style, I should say.
Sure.
So I'm just taking it safe in case he tries to pull out something fancy. So I take a couple steps back. Let's stay like 20 feet back. So I'm 50 feet away. I'm gonna roll for a hit. And does 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to roll damage, which is 1d8. And that is a 7 with the modifier.
Very nice. A hit, a palpable hit.
All right, let's go.
Excellent. Up
Do
next.
I notice, like, did this...
It doesn't phase him
appear to
very
phase
much.
him? Okay, all right.
Up next is Alencia.
I'm going to be using my Hunter's Mark spell, which it's just a bonus action. So I choose a creature and deal an extra 1d6 damage on every weapon attack until it dies,
Excellent.
which is cool. And then I have advantage on perception and survival checks just in case.
Great.
So I think it's really big. I don't want to get hit. So I'm just going to attempt to use my longbow on any vulnerable spots.
Sure. Roll to hit.
A 21.
Yes.
No, 19. 19,
Yes.
sorry.
Still hits.
Yeah, okay. So then I have oh my god. So I have 3 things to roll. I've got the D8, so that'll be 7 damage plus the psychic damage, which is 3 plus the extra D6.
So that's
So
10.
and then an extra one.
So 11.
So- Mhm.
Is there also an added bonus, like just a
Like
number?
plus your dexterity, maybe.
It just says the hunter's mark is just an extra 1d6.
No, like on the bow, it should be like D8 plus dex or something, right?
I already did that.
Oh, okay, that was like built into the 7.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think you only added the 7, the 3, and the 1 that you rolled, correct?
Yeah, so I got like a 3 plus my dex, which is 7, and then the 3 plus that's the psychic damage.
Excellent. We're not trusting you enough.
Okay, so it's
I need to
8
trust
plus-
the new players. They got it.
So it's 8 damage plus
Is
3
11 total.
psychic damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. You see him stagger a bit from that. That's a great hit.
Cool.
Excellent. Elion.
Okay. I am
And I'll move
going
a little
to.
further away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm actually going to take a step back to join my friends Daneth and Elle. And I'm going to cast on this lad Dissonant Whispers. So a first level spell slot. They're within 60 feet, so the target must make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was Careless Whisper played in my head for a second. When you...
20.
Oh yeah, okay. He succeeds. So if he had failed, then he would have to use his movement speed in total to move away from me. He doesn't need to do that, but he will take half the damage of 3d6 psychic. So I will roll for that. So 4.
4 damage.
4 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action.
Okay.
Mantle of Inspiration, which is what I used last time. I grant myself a wondrous appearance, and when I do so, I can choose a number of creatures within 60 feet up to my charisma modifier, so 5. All of you guys are back up to 5 temporary hit points, and you can use a reaction right now if you so choose to use your movement speed in total to go and do whatever the heck you want with that.
Would anybody like to do that?
I've already moved. I'm just trying to stay within whatever my like 100 feet away or something.
Would this movement provoke an opportunity attack if you were in range of the guy or no?
Good question. No.
Great.
I'll move close. I'll move to behind. What's Calypto?
Sure. You probably can only get to just to his flank.
Okay.
But you can
That's
get
fine.
to his flank.
That works.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at because I already backed off.
Great.
I'm feeling
Hadak?
comfy back here.
Hadak, you want to take the movement?
No, actually. I'll
Okay.
stay right where I am.
Sure.
There you go.
Excellent. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Great. Hadak, it's you.
Speaking of which,
All right, it's time to get them out because we got to buff up all of our party members, at least the melees. So y'all in the live stream, get the blesses out because we are casting it at the first level. We are going to be targeting Hadak, Varel, and Jader. And for those at home that don't know what that does, it's just an extra 1d4 for your attack roll or a saving throw. So
For 10 turns.
10 turns, 5 minutes. And that's a full action, so I can't really do anything else.
Papa bless. Jader. Yeah, blessing the tanks. Blessing the tanks.
All right, so I'm going to attack, but I'm going to attack with one-handed my longsword. I'm not going two-handed, so I can hold my shield.
Great.
Actually, improve critical on a nat 19 or 20. I rolled a 19.
That is
so
a crit.
25.
So you get to roll double your damage dice and then just add the modifier once.
So that'd be 2d8s.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Plus 4. 14, and then what bonus do I get from Hadak's
That was on. Is that on to hit or damage?
Yeah, that's
on
only
to
to hit.
Yes. You
Okay,
don't have to add
okay,
anything
okay.
there.
Okay, so 14 damage.
And you added your modifier already for that?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
You guys are doing it. 14. Excellent. That is the biggest hit so far. He really tries and takes a big hit from your sword on that one. Is that your turn?
I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna stay close.
Sure. It is now Calypto's turn. And Calypto says, well, you lot are definitely not to be trifled with. I'm here on behalf of the gods, and I'm going to kill you. And, he presses his hand to his chest with his shield, and he heals himself. And then, he puts his shield on his back, takes his sword, and cuts his rib a little bit, and you just feel poof, just energy flowing through your body, and he sort of puts his hand to his blade, turns it, and then says, "Serendipitous coincidence," and at that he is looking he's looking at Jader to his left.
Regretting my decisions.
And Jader, you feel something happen to you, and suddenly your side starts to hurt a little bit. And it's like where he cut himself, you now start to feel pain there as well. And you take 1 hit point of damage.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Oh, the first proper Brink. This is the first proper Brink you get to see. I've written so many, and this is the first one that you actually get to see. And he then pulls his shield back, and he attempts to hit Veril. Veril, does a 12 hit you?
It does not.
Okay.
This dude healed himself, did a brink attack, and then a melee attack in one turn.
Well, he's got to be a boss fight somehow. Okay. Up next.
That's what I said.
Up next is Veril.
Okay. So I'm gonna rush back in because I had taken a step back last turn, and I'm gonna use my quarterstaff. That is a 24.
That's a hit.
Better be.
And that is 9 damage from the quarterstaff.
Where do you hit him with the quarterstaff?
I'm gonna try to hit him where he cut himself.
Okay, you hit him on the side, and Jader, you get a searing pain
Oh, that was a bad move.
on your left side, and you take 9 damage.
Okay.
He also takes 9 damage, but Jader takes 9 damage.
Wow.
Let me do some quick maths here.
Hold on, I need to know this. Am I aware of what's happening to Jader instantly, or would I be looking to take another attack right now?
I think you'd be looking to take another attack, if I'm being honest.
Okay. So then I will play it that way.
Roll perception.
Okay. Sure.
Oh.
That is an 11 plus 5, 16.
You notice.
I
You
noticed.
notice that
Okay.
when you hit, and you're quite intelligent, you hit and Jader feels the same pain in the same spot.
Okay.
And Jader, you're not
Uh-huh.
expecting it. It just comes out of nowhere and pushes you to the side. You feel the force of the hit.
I am.
But you're not bleeding, Jader.
It hurts.
It just hurts.
I'm wondering whether my character would have any idea about it being localized to that spot on his body, or if I just hit him anywhere, Jader's gonna feel it.
I think you could probably surmise that if you hit him anywhere, Jader's probably going to feel it.
Okay. That's rough. That totally throws me off now. I don't know what to do.
Meanwhile, Jader's trying to kill a bug.
Sorry, there's this fly that has been in this room all stream. It's been driving
need a
me
cat.
nuts. I do.
Okay. Man. All right, I'm just gonna stand there then. I'm not gonna hit him anymore because I don't know what to do about that. My character is he's too soft-hearted to cause pain to his compatriot.
Daneth, it's your turn.
So do we know about?
I think the people that are standing further back have full view of this and see
Yeah,
this
we've seen
happen.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just coughing a little bit right here, and of course, Jader, of course. And I try to do what I can.
Daneth says about an ability he does not understand.
I just see him like. So I'm saying like I'm just seeing him keeling over here. It's like what the heck.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand. And I need to get closer to attempt to heal Jader, but I am too far away right now. I think I said I was 50 feet away. So I'm going to move my full movement towards Jader and Calypto, 25 feet.
Okay.
So that I can get to him next time
Sure.
to do some cure wounds. But because I can't, I might as well do what I can from this range. And I bring out my longbow again. And I roll a 19.
That's a hit.
And then I do the 1d8 for damage. And it's 11 damage.
Jader, you take 11 damage.
Not looking too hot over here, gang.
Oh shoot, that's right. Oh, shoot.
The arrow pierces his armor, and Jader, you feel just a searing, piercing pain localized to the spot where the arrow hit. And Jader, you are feeling like shit. You feel horrible.
Not feeling great.
Temporary hit point.
I forgot.
Straight up watched me do it and did it even worse.
The rivalry is like
The
I'm
rivalry
noticing
continues.
this. I'm like almost dead, but I'm noticing.
I see.
I'm noticing this.
Up next is Alencia.
It's so bad. I've used all my spells. I'm probably the closest to Steven because I've been backing up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn and be like, what do we do?
And he calls out to all of you, and he's like, be pretty useful to be able to use the Brink right now, huh?
Yes.
Can you help us?
I just full-on saw the fly in front of the webcam.
Dude, it's driving me nuts. Driving me nuts.
He stands and he says, this is your first lesson in the Brink. Abilities like this, troublesome ones, you can really only finish it with the Brink. And he just, like, starts walking. And
Towards us or away?
towards you guys. And he reaches into his back pocket and pulls out this, like, rectangular thing made of metal, and he starts to flip it around, and a blade comes out. And he flips it and catches it, and he cuts his palm, closes it, and then he loosens his tie from around his neck and ties it around his hand and tightens it, and then calls out to Calypto. And he says exactly this. My Brink is Day Trader. And the Brink that you were feeling coming out of his hand just, like, solidifies. And he goes, it allows me to instantly deal damage to my target with 100% accuracy in exchange for meeting a series of conditions. Depending on the number of conditions met, I can alter the severity of the damage I deal to you. I can only use Day Trader once per day, and once I snap my fingers, the number of conditions I've met up to that point is final and the damage is dealt. The first condition is explaining Day Trader to you. Let's begin. And he begins to sprint, and he runs up and touches the guy, and then after touching him, he backs off about 5 feet, and then unties the tie from around his hand and ties it around his eyes, and stands right in front of the guy like this, just with his hands, his switchblade put away, or his butterfly knife, and he's just standing like this in front of the guy, blindfolded. Since I'm assuming nobody's going to want to attack, but we will go through who just went. Alencia?
Mm-hmm.
Elion, you can go.
I just kind of stare at this guy, and I'm very curious about everything about him. But I do see my friend Jader in pain. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast my healing word on Jader in
Great.
this moment. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So, Jader, you get 8 hit points back.
Oh, thank you.
Now somebody else hit him.
This is
Don't
the
let
strategy.
Janet
We
have
keep-
another tour.
We keep healing him up so we can keep dealing damage. Yeah, there we go.
Haddock, it's your turn.
I'm also perplexed at what this guy's potentially going to do. But also, if he's sent to kill us, then, or sorry, if the other guy's sent to kill us, then I want to whack at him with a mace. Attempt to, at least. Maybe.
Sure. Hey,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. No,
whatever you feel your
that's fine.
character would do is what you would do.
He's pissed. I'm gonna mace him. Hopefully.
Well, screw Jader.
That's a 19 to hit.
That's a hit. Here it comes, Jader. You can feel it. Jader, when the
Bracing
wind up from your biggest ally begins, he just like winds up the mace and Jader's like, stop! Stop!
Oh no.
Do you call out to Haddock, or does Haddock swing?
I'll leave that up to Jader.
Knowing for the betterment and hopefully taking this Calypso down, I just brace myself for the impact. And
I love you. So
let you do the
that's-
damage.
Don't do like 18 damage.
It's okay. It's only like 8. Yeah, it's only 8 damage.
Okay.
So all of what I
But yeah,
healed,
everything's.
gone.
I'm back to where I was.
Hey. Better than dead. Excellent. After Haddock is Jader.
Who's like,
Jader,
spitting up blood.
Jader, I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah, please.
And I was waiting for your turn to tell you this. Your Brink sensitivity, because you're being invaded by this enemy Brink, you gain knowledge about it.
Oh.
Your Brink sensitivity is such that this enemy Brink, like, you are understanding it. So, what he said is true. The Brink's name enters your brain. It is called Serendipitous Coincidence. And it allows him to choose a target once per day, and this person takes the same amount of damage he takes, and he can also swap places with this person at will on his turn. But you can attack him.
Okay. All right. Wait, do I take damage if I attack him?
You specifically can attack him without consequence. This is like
Okay.
Serendipitous Coincidence's weakness.
Okay. All right. Well, let's attack. Let's do it.
What, Bobby?
nothing. I'm
Does-
just picturing him. Ah!
'Tis but a flesh wound and like missing an arm and a leg.
That's the weird thing, too, is Serendipitous Coincidence does not cause the wounds to be emulated, like, literally. It's just pain.
Oh.
Lots of pain. So doesn't wait? I get Sorry, I get to roll a d20 and then
Yes,
plus
and-
a 4 from
Attack
Bobby.
bonus. Oh, yes, and roll a d4.
d4.
And that comes from Bobby.
Okay, so does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to continue being one-handed here.
Sure.
Oops, wrong thing. And I'm gonna roll d8. 5 damage.
Okay.
And I would like to use Second Wind, which I can roll a d10 plus my fighter's level, which is 3, to regain health.
Sure.
Good call.
Yes.
So I regain 9 points.
Excellent.
would you like to say anything to the party about your knowledge?
Am I able to do so?
Sure, yeah.
Don't hit him!
Yeah, that's honestly that is probably all you could get out in this small time frame.
Or only I can hit him or something.
That works. Only I can hit him is fine. And Calypto is angered by hearing you say this, but he's more preoccupied with the fellow in his front, whom he does not understand. This man is blindfolded, wearing an outfit he's never seen, and has a brink, clearly. I mean, Calypto knows this, because he wields a brink, so he has activated a brink, and Calypto's clearly been in brink encounters before, but he is annoyed by this whole thing. So he attacks Steven, who is right in front of him. And he hits. And he does... 11 damage to Steven, and Steven just stands there and takes it. Sorry, if you guys post, I have to look. Oh, yes. It is heavily influenced by several anime. The Brink is sort of a, it's like 4 shows that I have sort of woven. Nice. So he attacks and Steven just takes the hit. And then he uses his second action to, he puts his shield on his back and he holds his hand up and, like lightning begins to spin in Calypto's hand, and he casts it, and he, like, throws it like a baseball at Steven, and Steven, again, just takes this hit. Steven takes 6 damage, 6 lightning damage. And Steven is bleeding now. The first mace hit caused his shoulder to start bleeding, and this lightning, his face is bleeding a little bit. And Steven's just standing there. And this makes Calypto even more furious. But now, it is Steven's turn. And Steven turns around to the lot of you, and he says, "This is what Brinks can do." And Calypto explodes.
Sick!
How's Jader?
Jader's untouched.
Okay, good.
Jader also explodes.
It was fun, guys.
Thanks for joining us on the campaign.
DGR is fired.
Whole new character.
Yeah, Calypto just bursts. Blood comes out of, like, all over his body. And he falls to the ground. He's like, and just dies instantly.
Fatality.
And then Steven undoes the blindfold, ties a half Windsor around his neck, pulls it up, and pulls out a first aid kit and begins to, like, tend to his wounds, and he just sits down, crisscross applesauce again.
I asked him, what were the other conditions?
He says, alright, let's change the music. He says, yeah, I'll tell you, but, you gotta tell me a bit about yourselves first. And
I'm gonna kind of leap over.
Yeah, he beckons you all to come sit with him. Yeah, he pulls out hydrogen peroxide and just begins, like, pouring it on his wounds. He's got, like, band-aids and everything, and you guys are like, what is happening? What is this fresh magic? He says, tell me your names.
I'm Varel.
Doc.
Daneth.
Alencia.
And he looks at
in unison.
He looks at you, Jader, and he says, "And my friend, you are?"
I'm Jader.
Jader. Here, take this. And he throws you a pill. He throws you an Advil. And he's like, eat that.
I eat it.
It's like, Jader,
You chew on
you're
it.
just gonna
I'm
take
into-
this from some random person?
Please tell me you chew on it.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't taste very good. He's like, it'll take like 15 minutes, but it should help. And I think you're only gonna need one because you probably never had an Advil. Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet all of you. Hadak, Elion, Alencia, Daneth, Jader, and Veril. You know, I wanted to see you guys in action a little bit against a Brink user, see if you could hold your own, see what you did, and you did not disappoint. He takes his glasses off and he pulls out a microfiber cloth and begins to clean them. You know, he's cleaning his glasses and he looks at you and he says, "There's Brink energy flowing out of practically every pore on your bodies after that fight. The 6 of you have incredible potential." And you now sort of start to notice what he's talking about. You really do feel like there is Brink pouring out of you. It's like being hit by this Brink, finally a focused one, has sort of knocked you into it. And he says, "I assume you have questions. Let's hear them."
How did you do that?
Do what, my Brink?
Yeah.
Well, I opened a wound on my body so as to release the Brink within me, and then I spoke my Brink's name and began my ability.
How'd you discover it?
Well, when you gain your ability, it tells you. You learn its name and its abilities pretty instantly.
Do you know how we might be able to gain these abilities?
We'll get there.
You said you had conditions.
Huh?
You said you had conditions.
Yeah, Day Trader requires me to meet certain conditions. I have to say that exact spiel as the first condition, and I have to clear conditions that are lower than the other ones. I can't clear, like, condition 3 until I've cleared conditions level 2 and 1, and so on. And the higher the condition level that I clear, the more damage I can deal when I snap my fingers.
What were they?
The ones I cleared?
Yeah.
Well, the first condition you heard was I have to explain my Brink so as to tell them exactly what's happening. That's to make my Brink weaker, I guess. That's the first condition. The second condition is I have to touch my target at any time after activating my Brink and before snapping my fingers. The third condition is fight blindfolded. And then the fourth condition, which was... oh, he skipped one. Alright, I'll swap those two. The fourth condition... We're just swapping them in the canon now, I guess. The fourth condition was allow my target to make me bleed somewhat severely. That was the fourth one. I cleared those 4, and then I snapped my fingers and dealt a pretty large amount of damage.
How many does it go up to?
I'd rather not say.
Was
A lot more. Go ahead.
Was Calypto a particularly strong Brink user?
Nope.
Oh.
He's not bad. I don't want to, poop on your guys' parade or anything. He was strong, just not like what you can face.
To be fair, Jader, we were the ones dealing the damage to you today.
True.
I
You
do
guys are
commend
pretty
you on
strong.
figuring it out pretty quickly. Jader, did you learn the name of his Brink and the abilities while he was while it was infesting you?
I did.
Jader,
Yes.
that is remarkable Brink potential.
I like to think so. I don't think Daneth has that ability yet. Hey, by the way, this Advil or whatever you gave me, makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah, you're feeling great.
I feel great.
Because this is the first pill you've ever taken. And it's strong for you. You're feeling quite good. Not high or anything, but you just you feel good.
Got any more of that?
No, we're gonna hold off on that for you.
You never told us where you're from.
I am from a place that is very far from here. Well, maybe it's not. I don't really know if it's far from here or not. To be honest, it could be a different planet. It could be a different galaxy. It could be a different universe. I don't really know. It's called New York City.
That's
How did you get here?
I am, my job back home, I work in something called finance, which is a word you understand, I'm now realizing. But it has different contexts, in America. So I work at this place, with all these people in this big building, and I don't know, life wasn't very fulfilling. I was, going home to my studio apartment every day, just sort of wishing I had chosen a different path or wishing I had done things differently. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling fulfilled, and I guess I was looking for a change. And one day I was on the train on the way. It's like a fast-moving carriage underground for a lot of people to get to work every day. I was on the train, and there was no one else on my car one day, and I was just feeling really down in the dumps. And then this bright flash of light appeared out the window, and I felt this overwhelming pressure. I was like, well, that's weird. So I was like, I better go home and go to sleep. So I went home, and I laid down, and I fell asleep, and I had this very vivid dream of this flashing blue and white light. And then when I woke up, I was in the middle of the Liseptian Ocean in my suit. And a local fisherman, was going by, and he picked me up, and I was pretty sure I was dreaming for the first 3 or 4 days, maybe the first 2 weeks. I was pretty sure this was a dream. Not a good one. And then months passed, and I started to accept my fate. This is where I live now. And it was probably a year before I decided to... Oh, also, when I woke up, in the ocean, I was sort of in between Soulstroke and the God's Wall. I'm glad I went to Soulstroke and not the God's Wall. The place looks freaky. So for about a year, I just sort of did odd jobs, trying to make my way. And then I found out I was Brink sensitive, because these two guys got into a fight in Velerhant. And they used their Brinks, and I felt something, and one of the guys was like, after the fight, came up to me, he was like, you felt something? He's like, yeah, and he kind of was drunk, and he told me about the Brink. And then I kind of put two and two together. This is the mysterious force of this world. I mysteriously appeared here. I'm thinking, there's something here, I think. And I'm Brink sensitive, so maybe that there's a connection here. So I spent the last 5 years since then trying to understand anything I can about the Brink and my own, and eventually, after about a year of training and understanding the Brink, Day Trader came to me.
You ever want to go back?
That's the goal. Yeah, I hate it here. No ramen, no anime, there's nothing good. No good beer. You guys don't have coffee yet, which is a big problem. So
What's coffee?
It's like this drink you drink to be not tired.
That sounds wonderful.
It's the best thing in the world.
Not this world.
No, mine. It's called Earth. Yeah.
Do you have any idea how to get back?
Literally no idea. I'm counting on meeting people who are Brink sensitive that might know more than me about, whether there's a large amount of Brink anywhere, or because I'm thinking some large amount of Brink made it to Earth somehow, and that's what brought me here. So maybe some large amount of Brink could bring me back.
And that's why you're at the mound.
Yes, I'm traveling to all the big sites, all the major Brink sites across Liseptia.
There are more?
Yep, yeah, there's more than one.
Yes, there are 4 that I know of. In my studies, it seems like some of the ancient texts infer that those sites are from which each nation was born.
Can you tell us the other ones?
Yes, he can. It's written down somewhere.
Right?
Oh, God. All right, I'm just going to guess. I'm pretty sure I remember them. I remember 2 of them for sure. Well, obviously 1. He's like, the mound is the biggest. Then there's Adela's Peak in Dwome. That's another one I haven't been to yet. There's supposedly a cavern in the middle of Enness Lake on Velerhant. That's supposed to be one of them. I haven't been there yet either. And then the last one, which I have been to, is this really, really big, really, really old tree in the Giant's Wood in Castash.
Did you learn anything new from that one?
My Brink got stronger.
You can get stronger just by being there?
Well, I was there for some time, studying it, meditating near it, you know, all the woo-woo shit.
And what can you do for us?
Well, I bet you didn't even notice, but in the short time we've been talking since your fight, the Brink energy flowing from you has begun to resonate and flow with the Brink energy from the top of the mount. And as he says this, you all become aware of how calm you feel. You feel this incredible connection to the mound, to Liseptia, to the world. And he says, close your eyes. And he says, allow your connection to the mound to flow through you, like water down a drain connecting with the river, which brings it to the ocean where it belongs. And you suddenly feel this almost like weightlessness, and the sun is sort of beginning to set a little bit, so that light is leaving your eyes a little bit, and the names and abilities of your own Brinks begin to creep into your mind ever so slightly. And that is where we will end episode 2 of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons.
Dang.
Brilliant.
The banger.
Wait. Ooh, I'm excited!
Very good.
Learn about our Brinks.
This is really good, dude. This is like super exciting stuff.
I'm really glad you feel that way because I'm so pumped about it. Excellent. Well done today. Well done. I know it feels like you haven't gotten to actually like defeat a Brink user yet, but that's kind of the whole bit, right? Like, Steven wants you to understand that it is like not possible. You cannot take on a Brink user without your own.
I don't think any of us are like upset about not being able to, because we very quickly understood like,
okay, great.
Cool. How are we don't?
Because so far you've like intentionally, scriptedly kind of lost to everyone, as Danger said at the
Darn
beginning.
odd lose fights.
Yes.
I better give them some dudes made of twigs in the forest. They can feel better about themselves.
You peek into my mind, Danny. But yeah, I'm pumped about Steven especially, and the Brink is sort of starting to take fruition, which is cool. There's a lot of Brink left. There's a lot of secrets in this campaign left. I urge all of you to keep watching and stick along because there's a lot left. There's a lot of twists left in this adventure, and we don't even know our party's Brinks yet, which, by the way, if everybody, after we finish, can stay on for like 5 minutes, I want to schedule a meeting with each of you, and we're going to, together, come up with your Brink for your character.
Cool.
Excellent. But that concludes episode 2 of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We're going to do a little quick plug section here. I'll start just to get the ball rolling. I'm adef. I do this. Please go to youtube.com/speedrunnersdragons. If you're there already, please subscribe. Hit that bell. Tomorrow night, I am doing a Pokemon drawing stream competition with an actual artist. Her name is Ixie. She's super talented and draws Pokemon for a living, and I can't draw. So you should show up for that. That's tomorrow night. The two of us are doing that. We're going to not see Pokemon and just draw them. And then Ocarina of Time Speedrunning is returning to my channel this month.
Hey, all right.
Let's go to Dangers.
Hi, my name's Dangers. And aside from this, every other Tuesday night, I have my own Twitch channel and a YouTube channel, twitch.tv/Dangers, where I do speedrunning content, mostly Mario stuff. So the primary content has been Super Mario Odyssey All Moons, which is like a 7.5-hour run. It's basically a day-long marathon, and I do it like once or twice a week, and it's just super cozy. And the other thing I've been doing is Super Mario Galaxy. I've just kind of started getting speedrunning on that. So if you want to see the Red Hat Boy go fast, my channel's the right place to do that.
Excellent. Danny?
Yep, I'm Danny. You can find me on twitch.tv/DannyB. Mostly, I have been an Ocarina of Time runner for like 7 years now, and I am the current glitchless record holder, and I decided that I'm going to branch out from OOT a little bit. I'm going to learn glitchless categories in all of the 3D Zeldas, so that's what I'm working towards right now. I'm going to try to do a glitchless 3D Zelda marathon. I'm currently learning Majora's Mask. I've done 5 runs so far. I've gotten 5 PBs. I've improved to over 55 minutes so far, so it's improving fast. It's looking good. So if you want to see that take place over the course of the year, then follow.
I'm just gonna throw an insert in there. It is very cool as somebody who just enjoys speedrunning, watching like an experienced speedrunner of one game just like from the ground up learn something else.
It's
So
been a really cool experience because
Yeah.
OT is like all I've done. So to start fresh is
Wait,
is
Danny,
really interesting.
It's very cool to watch.
Danny, when you go back to OT, you're gonna be shit at hovering. You're not gonna be able to backwalk anymore. And
I just posted a tweet yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Backwalk.
Yeah,
That was one of the
it's
hardest things in
impossible.
the 3D Zelda challenge was OT to MM just because of backwalking. Anyway, Fufu.
Hi, I'm Fu, Kung Fu Fruit Cup. This same name anywhere, so YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Hi, hey. I am the speedrunning adjacent channel.
I don't know.
So
you
while
run
I
a
have
show
been-
on Hotfix. That feels pretty
I do have a
speedrunning.
hotfix show with GDQ. I just mean on my own channel. Like I used to speedrun a lot more, but I mostly do like adventure games, RPGs. We cook sometimes. I play a lot of Beat Saber. It's cool. And then I'm an interviewer for GDQ, and I have a hotfix show, an episode this weekend, coming up, which is fun. I don't know. I like Disney a lot, and games.
And your favorite color.
Yeah, teal and orange. I just went to Disney World and it was a blast. So you can
Orange
ask
is
me-
also my favorite color.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Yes, I am Bobby. You can also find me at twitch.tv/theblacktastic or on any other social media. On my channel, I do a whole bunch of classic Mega Man and Castlevania games, and a lot of variety. And I'm also a one-man show for producing a lot of competitive fighting game and esports events. So at the last Sunday of every month, if you want to just chill out with some good fighting games, or I also host Minecraft speedrun tournaments. So that's also really fun to watch and cast. I've been finding out. But yeah. I'm live weekday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern. So you can, especially if you're on the West Coast, you can feel free to wake up with a cup of black.
Fant.
Yep, so I'm fan_TV on Twitch, and then no underscore when it's on YouTube. But recently I've been doing a lot of randomizer tournaments. I've update, I guess, on one of them. I made the top 16 out of over 100 players. I don't know the exact count. There's a lot for Link to the Past randomizer tournament, the Challenge Cup. So the people who weren't quite as good to be in the main tournament, but the next best, kind of like the minor leagues of baseball versus the major leagues of baseball. But
Minor
so
League
that's
World
exciting,
Series
so-
is still a big deal.
it is, and so I'm going into my next matchup this week. So I'm sure that's probably going to happen at some point. I'm also prepping the Donkey Kong Country series because next week on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific, me and Spike are going to be doing the BizHawk Shuffler. Where
Oh
it,
God.
it swaps between the games at a given interval at random. We're probably going to do like 15 to 45 seconds where you're playing a game and then just out of nowhere it's going to swap to another game
That's
that you have
awesome.
selected. And we're going to be doing the entire Donkey Kong Country trilogy. So we're going to be swapping between all 3 of those until all 3 games are complete.
Excellent.
That's going to be chaotic and fun. And then Dangers may like this. I'm playing through Odyssey casually with the intent of doing some Odyssey speedrunning here in the future.
Let's go.
Nice. And last but not least, DGR Dave. Dan Good Repairs.
Yeah, so keep this short and sweet. DGR on pretty much everything. YouTube. Don't really have much of anything else, I guess. YouTube and Twitch. I'm also speedrun adjacent. I used to speedrun a little bit more years ago, but pretty much been playing stuff casually for the most part the last year. So currently playing through trying to play through and 100% all of the new Super Mario Brothers games, which has been way more of a challenge than I expected. It's hard to 100% some of those games, but yeah, other than that, play a lot of Mario Maker and yeah, anything Nintendo related. Very excited for some of the new releases.
Yes.
The Game Builder Garage.
Yes.
If you're planning on making some terrible games with the Game Builder Garage, I will play them. I like to play people's bad levels that they make in Mario Maker that they sent to me. So that's pretty much it.
Wonderful. Also, twitch.tv/adef just eclipsed 100,000 total channel views.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty
Yay.
good. Yay.
Yay!
So thank you, everybody. That'll do it for us for today. Thank you, as always. We'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 Tuesdays from now, I'm pretty sure, but we can discuss. I think we're doing 2 Tuesdays from now. 6 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be back with more Brink, more Steven, more Brink abilities, and probably rescuing a girl from an unknown trouble. So I'm going to cut the YouTube video off. If you're watching on YouTube, catch us live sometime, twitch.tv/adef, every other Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.